Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm Breathorn. How's it going? I hope we're all doing well this evening on this lovely, humid Thursday. At least humid in Texas. We got some storms roll through earlier in the week, and it's usually the story in Texas is it rains long enough to get super humid. That's about it. Not enough to fill the reservoirs, unfortunately. But regardless, here we are. What is up, Chris? How's it going? Panther, thank you for being in both chats. I appreciate that, as always. Thank you so much. I think the notification went out. I don't know. Bluesionic Wolf, welcome. How you doing? But yeah, we're here. We're ready to go. I mean, not go. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We're staying here. Ready to do the thing. We talk a little about PCs. Pull a few Pokemon. Maybe yap about that. What's up, Shanala? How's it going? Welcome. Yeah. So I hope everybody's doing great. I made an oops again. Well, the thing is, these are all in the past. I guess I get overly excited, particularly around new sets being released. So I had a couple of these come in that I had pre-ordered. And then I was like, well, I better go out and get the stuff when it launches because the pre-orders take forever to come in. And then I forget about the pre-orders. The only thing I remembered about pre-ordering Chaos Rising was that I ordered a build and battle box. That still hasn't arrived. It's just like that. It's just super unpredictable. So what are you gonna do? Look at that 60 stream streak, Shanala. It's awesome to see. Using one of the OG emotes there. Fun fact, those emotes, like the crying one, sup, Pog, those ones, like that was based off of the original design and coloring for RGB, which changed. So it's a little bit different. It's funny, but it still looks, they're small and it looks good enough to remain. I don't want to get rid of my original emotes. You know what I mean? That goes back very far to my Twitch heritage, like what, 6 years, something like that. 6.5 years, something like that. Okay. I also got this. Darkrai V-Star Premium Collection, some Sword and Shield stuff. Unfortunately, no Crown Zenith in this, but some cool packs. And we will open that tonight. I think I just had an EX for Darkrai all the way up to this point. And this has a Darkrai V-Star that is super sick. However, of course, I did place the order for Abyss Eye, which is a Japanese set for, Pitch Black, I think, which is coming out in July. But the Abyss Eye is already, like, it's out. It's just the place I ordered it from. I don't know when it's coming. I don't know when it's arriving. And that's okay, I guess. That's fine. I just have to sit and watch the big PokeTubers open it well before I do, and I can live with that. It's okay. I get to do this and have fun with it. So like, I'm not gonna complain about steak too juicy, lobster too buttery, yada yada yada. But what's going on with you guys? What are y'all up to? What have you been up to? How was your Thursday? I'm going to start with that V-Rai box. V-Rai. V-Star Darkrai. V-Rai is what the Pokemon is. Don't know if you knew that. If you did, I hate to inform you, you were wrong. It's not called that at all. That was a test. I was testing you. Darkrai V-Star box. Yes. um, I had a fun call earlier. I got to talk to my buddy Emmett, who I hadn't talked to in a while. Dude's always on vacation or something, but actually, that's the retro speedrunner that I went and did the build with in San Francisco. And I don't know if y'all, for those of you who were there when we raided the other guy who was there, like when we went to Micro Center in Santa Clara, which is SM Charles. But we raided Charles recently, and Charles was like, "Hey man, you should come over because we're gonna be redoing Emmett's setup." And I'm like, "I would love to. Kind of in Texas though." He was like, "Oh, right, that." It's just really nice to like have someone casually invite you over to do something like that, regardless. Like, so Emmett reached out to me today. Because, well, I had found out just by watching Oats and Goats' videos of like map randos and stuff that Emmett had gotten, well, there's a lot of people who've been falling for these Discord hacks where people will do Discord phishing and get you. What happens is a person that you trust gets hacked, and then they use that account to then message you, and you're like, "This is a person I trust. There's a link there. I'll open that," and then they get you. So don't do that. Don't open links right now on Discord unless you asked for or are definitely expecting them. Okay. And yeah, it's been happening to a lot of people, and it happened to him. So he basically had to wipe his drive, start from scratch, and was like, "I'll redo my whole setup." So I got to chat with Emmett for a while about different things, different ways to optimize the setup. It's funny because I can give advice on that all day, and it's good advice. Like I've honed that just like with PC builds and stuff. But my own setup is like it gets by. Like I don't have the energy to put in to doing some of the things I suggest to others. Kind of a do as I say, not as I do kind of thing. But yeah, day's been all right. An order says it's up for delivery, but hasn't arrived and it's getting late. I hate that feeling. I do hate that feeling. Onware, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Welcome. So yeah, that was fun. And I let Emmett know that even though I didn't get the to join the interested list for the full weekend for the full show of Pokemon Worlds, I think they have the one that coming up to register is like interested for at least a day, and I'd like to at least go there for a day. So you know, it's easier. It's in the US, all that, and it's in San Francisco, where Emmett and Charles and other friends of mine, you know, Adam and the PC World crew, they're all over there. So I can like make it a trip, like to do other stuff. So hopefully that comes through, and I get to do that. That would be in September. Another thing in September, other than my birthday, you know, I don't really celebrate it too much anymore, but hey, you know, that's pretty common once you get up in the years. I don't know if you guys know who Game Grumps are. I talk about Game Grumps sometimes. They were just one of my favorite Let's Play channels forever. It's forever. And they have a band that is called Starbomb. That's pretty awesome and very funny. And they're doing a tour. And I managed to snag some tickets for the Houston show. So that's another thing in September. That's going to be a busy month. The one thing that I'm not going to be busy with coming up soon, though, is Computex. Not going. I talked about it already. It's just not the right. The vibes are going to be so far off that like they're going to be non-existent, other than the bad ones. And I'm still going to miss my friends who are there and all that, but what are you going to do? It's not worth it this year. Hopefully the bubble bursts and next year we'll be there talking about like, oh yeah, now you want to sell to consumers. Hi. Fun fact. And this is like, I'm not going to get into the AI stuff too much. I'm not going to get into all the things that enrage me so much, but funny enough, companies are discovering that they're spending more on AI and tokens and such to use that AI than they were spending on the people they replaced with that AI. Huh. Weird. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that kooky? What? Huh? It's almost as if it was an overhyped, premature technology. Almost. Almost absolutely. Without the almost. So many companies have implemented and de-implemented, or I guess there's better words for that, decommissioned AI solutions for things. Pizza Hut with like some AI for handling orders and deliveries, and Starbucks with their inventory AI that would order things that weren't needed and ignore things that were needed. It's just so stupid because they had something that freaking worked. But shareholders be like, AI is the future. Yeah, we're not in the future yet. We're here now. We're right here. It is not the future. That's why that's called the future. Let it cook longer. What happens is shareholders and like billionaires and all the investors and all this stuff, they jump on things too early, ruin it for everyone, get super jaded about it, and when the technology's finally ready, they're like, bet, watch, it's gonna happen. It's almost like having a lot of money doesn't magically make you smart. Almost. Almost, absolutely. Without the almost. Savvy Thread. My companies use it selectively as a tool to increase some people's productivity in place of hiring IT staff to build out products. I work in transportation, so most of our customers want to yell at a person when something's wrong, lol, not AI. That's true. Well, the thing about AI is that AI doesn't really, like, it's not going to have an emotional knee-jerk reaction, right? And there's a lot of people out there, by the way, welcome, Savvy Thread. There's a lot of people out there who don't know how to talk to customer service, how to talk to people. Communication skills are not universal and they're not ubiquitous. It's not something everybody's got, communication skills, right? So in some ways, and whenever I say like, oh, AI, blah, 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 AI sucks, I'm definitely not talking as in blanket AI. AI is a tool, yes. AI as a replacement for the person who should have been using that tool, no, right? People, customers, AI is something that is usually not going to de-escalate a situation by its very existence. In fact, it's the opposite. Its very existence can escalate a situation where someone is just upset that this company doesn't care enough to put a person on the phone. And that's such a that is such a universal experience. I am always left wondering why those who decide to completely remove the human element from conflict resolution, how they forgot that it bothers them so much when they're on the other end of the phone. We've all been there. Why can't I do zero, pressing zero? Why can't I reach a person? We have all been there. But when you're looking at your P&L sheets, when you're looking at the bottom line, when you are stuck looking at numbers are all you can see. And AI companies are really quick to show you some amazing numbers. Well, those numbers are amazing companies all over the place. Not the kind of amazement they were hoping for, though, as it turns out. Onward, exactly, like YouTube. YouTube implements AI for moderation and, channel strikes and things like that. And it has been so well documented by so many creators that they're like, this is what was my channel was struck down for. There is nothing wrong with this. This is fully within TOS. I have to appeal this. And when they go to appeal it, who do they get to talk to? Trick question. It's not a who. It's a what. I'm not pointing at you guys, by the way. You're awesome and totally real. Not a figment of my imagination. You're totally real. They talk to an AI. The problem is it's too much, too fast. And consumers are exhausted. Consumers, like, there are multiple companies. I think it was Dell that was like, yeah, AI, we're removing it from this and that. It was a mistake. Customers don't want it. Consumers don't want AI. And I was like, damn, Dell gets it? Of all companies, Dell gets it? Wow, dang. Like, I am not against technology, obviously. I actually spoke in favor of multi-frame gen because I tried it and liked it instead of just bemoaning it and saying, oh, it's fake frames. Yeah. All your frames are technically not real, by the way. They're not photos. You're not looking at a slideshow. You're not looking at a video taken with a video camera. It's like math and variables and like presets and shaders and things on your screen, but it's not real. None of it is. So this is just another way to make the more frames. But when it's like, oh, we're going to replace human beings with it. Nope. No, you don't do that. Like, make their jobs, make them more effective, hand them tools. Do not have them train their own replacements. That's never good. Don't do that. And then like bemoan the cost of tokens when you're trying to use it. It's like too much, too fast. A tool to assist, yes. A complete replacement, there is no way in hell we're anywhere close to that. As evidenced by all the problems, you know. Is probably the worst case we've seen yet. I've had an experience of a channel that I manage. Appeals get rejected within seconds of submitting. They're not even hiding it. Oh my God. And y'all wonder why I'm so like adamant about keeping things clean right here on the screen with chat. Like that's why like I want to show Twitch chat on here, but this is showing on YouTube. And YouTube isn't like weird about that. They're like, they don't say anything like we can't moderate it like Twitch used to be. Twitch is better about that now. But I don't want any reason whatsoever for some AI bot scraping its own website, looking for problems, and then becoming the problem itself. Like, no. Just kidding, YouTube. You guys are awesome. Yay, Gemini. So, Savvy Thread, like, I get that you're not firing people to put some AI in their place, right? Especially in an industry as critical as transportation, right? But the only thing in that paragraph that hits me where it hurts is the part where it says, in place of hiring IT staff. As someone who had to go from IT to telecommunications because it was so hard to get a job in this area that I'm in, and that was before the advent of AI human replacements and stuff, that sounds like you could be giving good jobs to good people. And I know that if you're running a company, your prerogative is to watch the bottom line. You have to. If you want to keep paying the people you've already got, if you want to keep the lights on, if you want to keep paying your quarterly taxes and doing all the things, you have to profit. You have to profit. And in this economy, that's very difficult. But you could be missing out on your next star employee because of that. The next head of IT or the next whatever, you know? all of your best employees, like whoever your most productive, insightful employees with the best work ethics are, look at them and think, what if I hadn't hired them because I had AI instead? Then find a middle ground, you know, because you don't want to be left behind. I know that. 100% for IT. They laid them off before ChatGPT released because the P&L shows the biggest savings on people, sadly. I mean, that's always the thing, right? Whenever it comes time to show your shareholders and affect the stock market, have your stocks go up when it comes to your quarterly reports, firing people is one of the best ways to show to basically get back in the green, get out of the red, right? That sucks. Now we're getting to the point of max headroom coming to be, says John Paul Bagan. I don't know, maybe. That's an AI that I wouldn't mind talking to. Max headroom was kind of cool. But of course, people are expensive. But there are plenty of companies out there now that are realizing they're spending more on AI, and those are the companies that went too far. Too far. Right? Like, you just don't want to get to that point. But the one thing about hiring good people is you also want to be a good boss and be a good company for good people to work for, so they stick around. So you're not a stepping stone, right? That costs more. Like, that means you should be generous if you want people to stick around and to grow, right? There needs to be room to grow professionally, financially, all of that. And that's a bigger slice of the pie. Whereas AI doesn't have kids to feed, doesn't have rent to pay, consumes water and energy, of course, but only as much as you tell it to. I'm not saying that I don't see the appeal. I'm saying the appeal is a problem. Anyway. Hi, everybody. There's an ad playing right now on Twitch, so sorry. All right. I need to stop drinking carbonated stuff as my beverage. But that's my favorite stuff. So I don't want to stop. Oh, that sucks. I just got a new box of top loaders and they all fell. All of them. Well, not the ones that I have ready to go right here, but that's okay. Reminds me of a Gil Scott-Heron song. Don't know the one. Don't know that is new to me. Don't know what that is. Who, I should say. Forgot to empty out my pack trash bin. That's going to be fun. Oh, poem. Okay. Looks good. All right. Pokemon's new Japanese set, Abyss Eye, has been released in Japan. And while I don't have that yet, I do have some of it on the way. I want to celebrate that by showing some love to Darkrai. So instead of having Abyss Eye here just yet, which of course the English set's going to be coming out next month. Not sure what that's... I'm looking at the wrong camera. Don't say it, Onward. I know. Okay. Pokemon's newest set in Japan, Abyss Eye, has been released. And I don't have it yet. I will have it soon. But instead of that, to celebrate, I'm going to be opening this and celebrating our boy Darkrai here with this Darkrai V-Star Premium Collection box, which is a Sword and Shield era premium collection. And this has some Sword and Shield packs in it and an awesome Darkrai V-Star card, which is a pretty big upgrade against the Darkrai EX that I have right now. So let's open this thing up, see what packs we get, and hope for some Sword and Shield era hits. Oh, okay. That just popped right out. Okay. Let me just get the things out carefully here. So, of course, promo cards included here are the Darkrai V, the upgraded Darkrai V-Star, with some pretty interesting stuff going on the edges there. Not sure if you can see that. Yep, there it is. See that? Yay. Doesn't matter. That just makes it a binder copy, but really cool Darkrai card. And if you want to get a better look at it, here is the Jumbo card. And that is the same as the other one. It even has the same stuff going on the edges. If you can see that along the top there. Hey, at least they're consistent. But of course, we're after the packs here. And let's see what packs we got. Wait. Huh? Okay. So we have here are, okay, let me do this way. So what comes with this box is 4 packs of Astral Radiance, 2 packs of Lost Origin, and 2 packs of Brilliant Stars. I think we're going to leave Lost Origin for last here and start with the Astral Radiance. Let's get these into sleeves here. But yes, that is a nice upgrade for our Darkrai, that V-Star card, so that will be making its way into the Pokedex. Unless we get a better one while ripping these packs. Who knows? I have super glue hands putting together a 3D print. Nice. Hi, Bright Chris. Chat listening on phone, so I won't type much. All right. It's okay, Steve. All good. Thanks for listening in. Boop, where do they sell the big ones? The big ones are usually promos that come with boxes like this. So they don't really just sell them, to my knowledge. It's a little bit low. Perfect. All right, starting it off with pack number 1 of Astral Radiance. I'll get another focus once I open it. And these are among the ones that I think will give it away if I show the code card. So I will do my best to not do that. Y'all might notice I spend a lot of time on focus. You can fix a lot of things in post, but focus is not really one of them. Okay, pack number... Wait, I didn't do pack trick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 3 or 4 for Sword and Shield? Man, I'm going to say 4. Yes. Okay. All right. Golduck. Super effective glasses. Cricketune. Sneasel. Hisuian type. Sneasel. Mischievous. Barboach. Pawniard. Eevee. Hippopotas Reverse. And Registeel Regular Rare. Non-holo. Okay. Let me get my not caught lists up here just in case. Just in case I need it. All right. Astral Radiance number 2. What's up, 45? How's it going? And we got a V-Star card. Like so. All right. Piloswine. Gardenia's Vigor. Whiscash. The Shinji Kondo Whiscash. Rowlet. Oshawott, Scyther, Stantler, Yanma, 1/2, Glaceon Reverse Holo. That is cute. I really like that style right there. That's nice. And Absol Holo Rare. Okay. All right, halfway through the Astral Radiance. Okay, Temple of Sinnoh. Ursa Ring. Featherball. Hoot Hoot. Cricketot. Sudowoodo. Combi. Drifloon. Eevee Reverse. And Mightyena non-holo rare. Last pack of Astral Radiance. It's got to be better than this. Like, come on. We got to get something out of this. Come on. The reason I go for boxes like that, where it's like I know I'm getting an upgrade to a specific Pokemon, is because sometimes just, especially with Sword and Shield, hit rates are just abysmal. But what are you going to do? But that way I come out knowing I at least got one good upgrade out of it. Unidentified Fossil Bronzong. Roxanne. Heracross. Teddy Ursa. Mantine. Scyther. Oh, uh-oh. Messed it up. Hisuian Basculin. Reverse Piloswine. And Lucario V. Okay, well, it's not a shutout in Astral Radiance, although we did get this as a promo card, and I have the Mega Attack Rare Lucario in the Pokedex. It's not a shutout. That's nice. That's good. It's It's definitely a cool Lucario card, for sure. Someone out there collects every Lucario card and is like, I needed that one. Now we're moving on to Brilliant Stars. I really have not opened much Brilliant Stars, but we're opening 2 packs tonight. So let's see what we get. I don't know if this set, I know it's like a lot of Sun and Moon. You can tell by the code card, but I don't know if these Sword and Shield sets are like that. It's just an abundance of caution. That's all it is. 3, 4. All right. Just being extra careful. Okay, Luxio. That is such a cool Luxio. Look at the colors in that. Gloria. Roseanne's Backup. That's a lot of text for a Pokemon trainer card, honestly. Duskull. Farfetched. Kamiya. Yep. Tomokazu Kamiya. Yep. I was like, I like this art. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Execute. Sneasel. Grimer. Morgrim. I had a Morgrim. I'm good. Okay. This is not a new Pokemon. That's right. Of course. It's such different art for him. I like it. And Escavalier. Non-holo rare. Last pack of Brilliant Stars. And they're seeming a little dim to me. I don't know. All right, Prinplup. Sharon's Care, Beartick, Shinx, Farfetched, Execute, Grimer. A lot of repeats in this. Clefairy. Yo! Is that a Trainer Gallery Flareon? Oh, my goodness. Let's go! That is awesome. That is super sick. Look at that holo on there. This is a super good Flareon card. Are you kidding me? That is so good. Do we get a double? Yeah, we do with the Entei V. Look at that. It's a double. Well, Brilliant Stars, I take it back. Actually brilliant. It's a really cool Flareon card. Are you kidding me? That is so good. Baruchu, I'm not really a Call of Duty player. I'm not the target audience there. I don't really play Call of Duty. So, nope, didn't see the trailer. Sorry. Not my type of gaming. Okay, now we have Lost Origin. And y'all know there are some very special cards in here. So let's open these two up. You know, after that Flareon, I'm not mad at this box whatsoever. Arc Phone, which was just such a silly thing in Legends Arceus. Metacham, Arceus, whatever. Misfortune Sisters. Machop Yukamori. Have I gotten this already? I don't know if I've gotten this one yet. That might be a new one for the collection. Not sure. Shuppet. Seal. Rockruff. Roselia. Clefairy Reverse. And Drapion V. I feel bad for having talked bad about the hit rates in Sword and Shield era because I know there's some bad ones, But I ain't getting those apparently. Let's see if this last pack right here. It's got some last pack mojo. Notice the Giratina right there on the pack. I do already have a gold Giratina. But let's see what else we can get in here. Come on. Last pack mojo. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Carbink. Panic Mask. I would panic too, honestly. Thanks, Obama Snow. Obama Snow. Spinnerack. Apom. Clefairy. Slugma. Really? Really? They had to put these in this order? Okay. All right. Sure. Licky Tongue. Oh, I love this. What was this? What were these called? Amazing Rares? Amazing Rare Porygon 2 or not? I know what the color around it. It's something special. Okay. Final card for the Darkrai V-Star Premium Collection box is a Holo Gengar. And you just, if you get a Holo Gengar, you sleeve the Holo Gengar. That is just what one does. We do not question. You never know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to check this. I am curious about something. I got to check this. Just to show how silly the... and I love Gengar, okay? Obviously. The awesome purple ghost dude. How am I not going to love that? But... okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay. I was like, there is a chance. There is a timeline in which this Gengar, just regular Holo Rare, is more valuable than this Trainer Gallery Flareon. Not the case. This is 10 times more valuable, but still. This is why I don't talk about the values, because like I can get excited for it regardless. And the value doesn't come into it because, hey, it's all about that Pokédex and getting that thing to be as awesome as I want it to be and more. So putting all this together, including the promo cards, and of course, our big hit, the Flareon Trainer Gallery. Yeah, that was a good box. Not bad at all. I'll take that. We take those. All right. We got more stuff to pull and more awesome Pokemon to add to our awesome Pokédex. So join me on that journey. Get subscribed and hit follow if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one. What's up, Nate? How's it going? Welcome. What's up, Podge? How's it going? Welcome in. Love Porygon. Same. Yeah, Porygon's one of my favorites. That was a good box. I had fun with that. And that Flareon is super cool. I really, really like it. What do I have for Flareon right now? Out of curiosity. For Flareon, I currently have just a V, promo V. That's still the one that I got from that Evolution box. So that's a big upgrade for Flareon. Pretty nice. This damaged V-Star card. Yeah, nice QC. Pokemon Company International. I think Twitch wants me to get frequent flyer points. Oh, nice. Okay, 3-stream streak. Nice to see it. So how should I DM you the email from the supplier with a few changes? If you haven't already on Discord, send it there. I don't check Discord all the time, but I don't know. Did you already? I need to look. I need to check. Sorry about that. You did. Okay. Yeah. I mean, usually whenever I do one of these, it's like done after I'm done with it. And I don't usually have to do anything like off stream. So I don't usually go and check that stuff. And Discord is something that I'm not super good about checking when I'm doing non-computer things like I have been. But let me take a look. Is it bad? Good morning. I'm closing quote for the request for equipment. Excludes video card, a certified power supply, and the change of cabinet. It's important to mention that power original link includes an integrated power supply. However, when incorporating the video card, it's necessary to change it for a higher capacity one to ensure the correct operation of the video card. Okay. So they want to upgrade. You asked them if you could put if they could put a 5060 Ti 16 gig in there, and they said our 650 watt power supply is not good enough. So they want to put a 750 watt 80 plus bronze XPG power supply in there. The other question, okay. Okay. I'm concerned the case may not be an improvement cooling. Okay. Why isn't this scrolling? Like, I see the bar moving. Here, I'll show you. But it's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. It's just, wow. Okay, I guess these are large images. So at a glance, this looks like it's a mesh front panel. But when you look closely, it's just, those are just dimples, like on a golf ball. It does not appear to actually be perforated. So, oh my God, this must be a huge file because it is taking forever. So it comes with a rear 180 millimeter fan in the rear. And then it has a side mount 120 millimeter fan on the left side panel. This was not too uncommon back in the day. Of course, chat's not showing up on screen because why would we want that to happen? It'll show up now. I sent you, yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I'm looking at the PDF for the case right now. So this is not that uncommon. Like, this used to be a thing, right? And the downside to side panel mounted fans is that anytime you want to remove the side panel, it's connected with a wire. And it's pretty annoying, especially if you like cable managing that is difficult because you have to cable manage it with the door open. You have to like leave it some slack. It's a little bit annoying. Particularly if you want to put like a wide GPU in there and then suddenly that side intake fan doesn't really work anymore. Now, if we look at the case here, if this will let me scroll, here, let's look here actually. There really is no intake on that front panel whatsoever. It is completely obstructed. There might be intake on the bottom. It really just not letting me zoom in. It's not letting me zoom in. Okay. Yeah, it's completely sealed. This is your only intake here. Funnily enough, though, if you have a downdraft CPU cooler and also your GPU is in this area, this actually can be pretty effective. And if you've looked at recent cases, like say, I think the Fractal North had a thing where you could put side intake fans here on the side panel there, but they weren't part of the side panel. They had their own bracket, so you could remove the side panel fully and still have your fans connected. It's also micro ATX only, so you'll be getting a micro ATX case. But for your use case, that's not a super big deal because you're going to be using just like using it for 3D design and video editing and stuff. The downside to MATX is you're going to be limited in your options for adding fast M.2 storage, and you'll have to use like external drives. So the case is not great. If they're going to change the case anyway, it should be one with high airflow and just it can be larger. I don't know why it has to be small. You know what I mean? Why does it have to be a small case? These pictures are from the X series era of CPUs. This is an old case. I guess one benefit, you at least get one USB 3.0 front panel port, but of course no USB Type-C. What about the motherboard? What's up, AJ? How's it going? Oh, no. No, this is very different from what they said before. Yeah, I don't remember what... hold on, I got to bring up the... hold on. I feel like they're actually downgrading your case because this one at least has options for 5.25 bays that you can convert to putting in 3.5-inch hard drives for video, you know, for long-term storage for video files, things like that. But no, it's actually the similar motherboard, H810M-B. I guess I missed that before. I guess this is the same motherboard. Yeah. I mean, that chipset is not amazing. Your ability to upgrade RAM is non-existent. Well, no, you can get up to 64 on this, I believe. No, 128. Excuse me. That's my bad. It has only one M.2 slot on it. One M.2 slot. Whatever drive you put in there, that is your only very fast storage. Right here. That's it. Generally, anything with an H at the beginning is not what you want. Yeah. Is the other option a B860? Go with that. AJ says, if I were to guess, it would be they're trying to keep it competitive with Dell Inspiron business builds. You're good? Still haven't fixed that typo? Hey, look, this is the problem with me. If you want me to look at your site, I'm probably going to find embarrassing little things like that and just play it off until you're totally cool. But you'll still feel however you choose to feel about that. That's up to you. It's not up to me. I'm just trying to be helpful. But yeah, this is a company in Chile. It is not it is not in the US. This is in Chile. It is not the same market that we are used to, which is already busted up here. Imagine down there. I think it is a B something looking for it. Yeah, B860, very likely. That's what it should be. Yeah, it's gonna be better. Whatever B860 it is, it's got to be better than this one. This is what you put in like a machine that is like is not running anything too difficult to run on it. Doesn't require a lot of power from the power delivery. Doesn't require a lot of I/O or upgradability. Okay, this is a machine that like someone in the reception area of an office building might have, or someone who is on a network where all the important stuff is stored on a server, and they're just working with that stuff remotely. This is not something that is meant to be in a high-performance workstation. This is the bottom of the barrel in terms of chipsets for Intel. Yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah. I find it funny. It's hard to catch every little thing. That's why you need fresh eyes to look at your stuff every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, I might have chuckled a little bit about it, but only because there was a funny math thing about it, you know? Like, I like the fact that they're like, hey, we'll change our build for you. We'll add the GPU and it's the one you want. It's still under budget. But like, if you can throw 30 or 40 bucks US more into this motherboard, and because think of this, okay? This is the reason I'm so adamant about motherboards, especially for something like a workstation. You can upgrade, well, except in this case, you can do things like adding storage. You can swap out your RAM for a better kit. You can swap out your GPU and, you know, your CPU. All of those are far easier than upgrading your motherboard. You just, when you're picking your parts, you get the best motherboard that you can afford. And don't overdo it past your needs. Like, you're not trying to build a streaming machine here. But another thing is that because of the fact that this is a case that is an MATX case, they will limit you to only, obviously, MATX motherboards. A full ATX motherboard doesn't necessarily cost much more. It's just that it takes up more space. But if the case is designed for that, that's fine. And you'll have generally more storage slots, more PCIe slots for adding in things, whatever you want to do, that kind of thing. It's usually better. We can get the better motherboard. Okay. I would say that would be a great idea. Now, if they can give you a case that has just straight up mesh front panel, front intake fans, a rear exhaust fan, just make it simple, that would be much better than having, like, there's a reason that having fans on your left side panel is no longer a thing. And even when Fractal wanted to do something similar to get air directly to the GPU, they gave it its own bracket rather than mounting it to the panel. And that's because it's inconvenient. It works, but it's inconvenient. So front intake, top and rear exhaust kind of situation would be better. If they're going to change it anyway, there are very cheap cases that have this layout. Extremely cheap. If you decide to upgrade a motherboard, you end up talking yourself into upgrading CPU and RAM, and now you're considering a whole new build. Ask me how I know. Yep. Get that motherboard out of my sight. Yeah. It's like, again, this, if you're building a PC for your grandma who just wants to check emails and get tricked by AI posts on Facebook, sure. This is great. But for a professional machine, for prosumer work, this ain't it. This ain't it. There are better MATX cases, AJ, yes. But I'm not trying, like, I'm just trying to say there should be something with that front mesh, front intake, top exhaust rears. I'm not trying to assume too much because I don't know the market in Chile well enough. South American markets are a whole different beast than what we are used to. We get, like, even in these shortages, like, we are a target market that we get catered to quite a bit compared to a lot of other places in the world, where we're just, there's way too many options. So. By the way, I saw you earlier, Podge. I do have news for you. I do have a response for you. Let me know if you're here. I should have changed my... What did I just do? Why am I on the gaming screen? I smacked my mouse against my keyboard here. Yo, what's up, Bone Shock? Don't worry. Never worry when you're like you arrive fashionably late. I'm down with that. That's totally fine. I'm just glad you're here. I've always liked having the maximum amount of versus the fastest RAM. Are you talking about capacity, RAM capacity? Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you're basically just looking for what Bray described, regardless of size. Front case fans, rear exhaust, mesh. Yep. Like, look, here's the thing. Like, I've had conversations with people who are more savvy with like airflow, fluid dynamics, laminar flow, all that stuff than I am. But I have an understanding that while you can't, like, it's just the easy route, the path of least resistance to just put holes in your case and fans in it. That's better than not having perforations and not having fans. That's pretty clear. Airflow with a purpose will always trump like overly done airflow, but still anything that's going to have a perforated front panel, a mesh front panel, and front fans and rear and top intake, exhaust, rear exhaust, top exhaust, like that's always going to be better. My first time out of the country was an eye-opener. It always will be, and that's a beautiful thing though. Like, you can tell them, hey, it doesn't have to have RGB. We just want good intake and good exhaust. Front intake, top and rear exhaust. Done. Like, there you go. That's it. That, like, they'll know. They'll know, like, okay, they're not just looking for a hot box. They're not just looking for the minimum they could pay on a case. They want something a little bit better. And the amount that it should be to go from like what you were looking at to something decent should not be much at all. What about a cloth premium fabric case with horrible thermals but looks so good? Hey, Jeff, I'll trikes anything once. That's great. Different mobile, different case. The rest looks pretty good then. It does. Yes, I love a good dad joke. Absolutely. Welcome. How's it going? By the way, y'all might have thought I was being a little bit too overly. I was being overly cautious with those code cards. They absolutely are the type that give away whether there's a hit or not. So, no, I wasn't. I was not being overly cautious. I was being appropriate amount of cautious. Been lurking on the YouTube. Nice. Have you seen my augmented cooling case? Have I? You'd be surprised how many people assume you always have to have RGB puke going with RGB case fans. Yeah. I don't know if I would be surprised. But you know? Everybody has that. Everyone should be able to have that. Everyone should be allowed to have that phase. You lucky people, jump back onto laptop so I can chat. So what questions do you have about the Spectrum or any movies I've watched? And Bray, I'm so sorry I didn't like Project Hail Mary. It's okay. You don't have to like it. It's fine. I know everyone does. It just didn't hit the spot is all. I know it's just me. Hey, you don't have to like things because other people like them. The fact that you're just like, nah, don't like it. That's good. You're being honest. That's awesome. I haven't watched Project Hail Mary. If you like science fiction that is very sciencey, like actually has some correct science in it, but is still very awesome and inspirational and an amazing story, then and if you like space, you can watch Project Hail Mary. If you don't, then don't, because you won't like it, or I don't know, it might not be up your alley. But nothing's ever guaranteed, right? But yeah, just checking, by the way, that whether or not Podge 3X is still here. You were here when I was doing the opening earlier. I meant to talk to you earlier. I just got caught up in something else. I'm sorry. But I do have an update for you from Tuesday. So let me know if you're still here. It says that you're still here in chat when I try to @you. So if you're just lurking, that's totally fine. But just type in a hey or something if you are actually here. Okay, yeah. So that motherboard that you sent me is much better. Far better power delivery. You actually get an extra M.2 here. So already that's going to be a winner in my book. And you're not getting a 265K, it's a 265. Same 20 cores, slightly lower frequencies, and no overclocking, but still, that extra power delivery will help you out. And it's not huge on the connectivity, but as you said, you just want it for regular use. So that's totally fine. There's no USB-C on the back of this thing, which is kind of crazy, but it does have a front panel USB-C connector. Would be nice if the case that they use has USB Type-C because of that. If not, you can get a USB Type-C PCIe adapter to where basically it's just a PCIe bracket with a USB-C port on it that has a ribbon cable that goes right to your USB-C front panel connector. So it just goes to the back instead. That's where you would put something like, you know, for external storage, like one of these. Put an M.2 drive in there, get your 10 gigabit per second or 20 gigabit per second USB front panel connector, hook up that USB-C to here, and you have super fast storage that you can move from one system to another. Sorry, I'm here feeding 2-month-old baby. Oh my goodness. All right, well, hey, congrats. But I was just gonna say, I do have an update for you on that PC we talked about. A case configuration you're not getting anywhere else. Does it matter if we get the K now that we have a larger power unit? It does matter because this motherboard won't do anything with that K SKU. You have to get a Z series motherboard in order to overclock the CPU, which I wouldn't recommend doing. Overclocking your CPU means it has a lot to do with cooling. And one of the main factors that most people don't think about when it comes to cooling, but you did mention, is ambient temperature. You're in Chile, which is not pronounced chilly, and also is not chilly. It is in fact the opposite. It is hot. Like Chiles. So you want to mitigate your thermal output. You want to mitigate your thermals in general. You want to keep things pretty stable. For a productivity PC, performance comes secondary to stability. It doesn't matter how fast you did the last 3 hours of work if you lose those 3 hours of work, right? Stability is paramount in a PC that is meant to make you a living. You know what I mean? So overclocking, no, none of that. You don't want none of that. That is the only real benefit of a well, I mean, the boost frequencies be a little bit higher regardless, but like you're still getting boost frequencies. It's still boosting a 265 non-K SKU. It's just you can't go in and do that stuff yourself. I love most of all things science fiction. Seeing coherence, intelligent, low budget, indie sci-fi. A group of friends at dinner party while a comic goes overhead. Interesting. Oh, very cool. What loves all the space related information I grew up with is now wrong. Thanks, GWST. Yep. Not looking for overclocking. They just seem to have more Ks, but we'll avoid the Fs and KFs like the plague. Yeah, it's the F SKU that you got to worry about. The K is not going to have a huge bearing on what you're doing. And I know, AJ, I see you talking about like boost clocks and cache amount. What we're talking about here is a PC for video editing and some 3D design. So it's also going to be a little bit thermally limited. I like the 265. I think the 265 is well balanced for a use case like this. Okay. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, you have the radiator outside the PC. Yeah, yeah. That's a thing that that's been a thing. They started doing that with even some OEMs have started doing that. Sounds like 265 preferred, not worth paying for the 265K. Yeah. Really what's needed are cores and stability. Like that's it. Literally what's needed here. I think the CPU was what really drew me to this. Because most of the other CPUs in their site are F SKUs. Even the even the ones under video editing. Ugh. Why? I just noticed something about this motherboard that angers me very much. AJ, can you tell what it is that actually makes me very upset about this motherboard? It has to do with something I spoke about at length. And it's this right here. Their front panel USB-C connector is limited to USB 3.1. No, 3.2 Gen 1. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know you. Yeah, I usually do. I usually do as well. Let me see. I might have an answer for you. Okay. I have an answer for you. Here you go. Actually, it's okay. It's 3.2 is 10 gigabit per second. 3.2 by 2 is 20 gigabit per second. Yay! 3.1 is what they called 3.0 now. So there you go. That right there is a dual port PCIe 4x1, which this has two of those, 10 gigabit per second ports. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's something where you could hook up something like this and get pretty good speeds. I would accept that. I would take that. And it's $30 in the US. I don't know what something like that would cost in Chile, but there you go. Even has a low profile bracket, not that you need that. But hey, that would fit in a Y70. No problem. That fixes that problem. This is why I am always saying, like, do not underutilize PCIe. And always, like, look to see if you have bifurcation or shared lanes or anything like that. Because it is one of the most powerful methods of expanding your PC. It can be. Like, seriously, you can get 10 gigabit Ethernet ports that are PCIe 4 by 4, maybe by X1. I'm not sure. But like you can get higher speed Ethernet ports. You can get, M.2 carrier cards that are very fast that turn that PCIe slot into M.2 slots. So like you have 2 PCIe 4 X1 slots on this motherboard. If the GPU you're getting is not a super thick boy, right? Like if it's not too many PCIe slots in thickness, you could get an M.2 carrier card and you can get this USB-C expansion card. So you have a third M.2 storage slot and you have modern speeds on USB-C. USB ports in the back are 2 USB 3.0 Type A's, 4 USB 2.0 Type A's. And that's it. In 2026. But hey, honestly, for normal use, for like a gaming PC, or if you just need to hook up mouse, keyboard, maybe a headset, things like that, you're usually fine. If you need more than that, you are not. Thought I saw 10 gigabit on the back. Nah, I wish. Oh, 1 USB 10 gigabit Type A. You're right. I didn't see you're right. I was looking over here the whole time. Good catch. Thank you, sir. So it's two 5 gigabit per second Type A's, the USB 3.0, 3 USB 2.0, and 1 10 gigabit Type A port. So you can go Type A to Type C, and then you have 10 gigabit without having to get the extra card. I mean, it should have been USB Type C, but it's okay. They're not required to it with this chipset. You do have 2.5 gig Ethernet, which is nice. I don't know what the internet's like down there in Chile, but the Wi-Fi 6 is a little bit outdated, but not terribly so. No, I think this is going to be fine. I think this will be fine. But yeah, good catch, AJ. Thank you. And did Asus add a Thunderbolt AIC internal port to this? I'm looking. I mean, that would be pushing it for B860, I think. No. I see no Thunderbolt here. I mean, don't let me say no just yet. We'll see. Nope. How interesting to see a SPDIF or SPDIF output header. That is interesting. Not for B860, but for their entry boards. Yes, it is pushing it. I didn't see it. Right. Yes. Yeah. Internet is very good because they've had investments in data centers. Right. That's true. Okay. Well, 2.5 gig right there. There you go. That does help, especially if you're looking at some kind of offsite server, cloud storage for storing raw footage and things like that to then bring down, you then switch it to local whenever you're going to be working on a project, that kind of thing, to help you manage your storage amounts. If it's fast enough internet, it can be pretty effective. Yeah, we use Dropbox a lot. There you go. Thunderbolt sort of came and went. It has not went. It is still here. It's just that it's very difficult for a technology to be ubiquitous when it's expensive. And Thunderbolt itself, it can be accessible, but the devices are very expensive. The cool thing about Thunderbolt, though, is you get a Thunderbolt port and it is backwards compatible with basically any other fast USB-C device. It's pretty nice. Type A is still very popular and widespread. It is. It is. The difficulty, John Paul, lies in like it's already hard enough to find really solid USB Type-C to Type-C cables that are certified for specific transfer rates, power delivery, things like that. Type A to Type-C is even harder when it comes to finding really good cables for that. So usually a lot of the nicer cables, they're just Type-C to Type-C. So if you can get yourself a really good Type A to Type-C adapter that can support up to 20 gigabit per second or 40 or whatever, and then get yourself a really nice cable, then you're good to go. Look for Kiwi VR cables. I like Syntec cables. They're really good. I also have some, can't remember the name of them, but there is a company that makes very, very fast and stable USB Type-C cables and extensions for production, for sets, for video production. And I have one of those going from my editing PC all the way up through my ceiling, all the way down to here to this table from when I was doing everything on one PC over there, streaming unboxings and builds and stuff like that to connect certain devices. Oh, they're Type A to Type-C. Yeah. Like the reason I mentioned Syntec is I've had 2 of their Type A to Type-C 15-foot cables forever, and they just work super well. One of them you can even inject power over to help power a VR headset. It's really nice. And then I met them. It was such a random thing. I just bought a random cable on Amazon, and it works so well. I was like, this is one of the nicest cables I've ever had. And then I was just walking through CES like 3 years ago, and I'm walking through the Shenzhen area in the Venetian ballroom, not ballroom, the Venetian Expo. And I just see Syntec there. I'm like, I walked in there. I was like, I love your cables. They were like, wow, thank you. We worked really hard on those. And they did. It's really cool. Honestly, LTT cables are a good price for what they are. I paid the same amount for a non-certified C2C cable. Yeah, I was pretty excited to see them come out with those. Well, look at those Kiwi ones. Cable Creations is a good brand. I've used Cable Creations for some like camera rigs and stuff. They make some pretty good stuff. Kiwi Design does VR link cables intended for the Oculus headsets. Ah, got it. Okay. Yeah, that was also the route Syntec was taking when VR was still kind of a mainline thing, which is of course taking a backseat to AI. Yay, like everything else. But they had things like the cables. They had a backpack for it. They had cases for their head strap and all these different things. They were working on those too. So I think it was really a big industry for a while. And the companies that put a lot of investment into that, well, Syntec has since, like last year, this past CES, I went and visited them. They've pivoted to keyboards and docks for like the Steam Deck and things like that, which was a really good move, I think. Whatever keeps those really awesome people in business makes me happy. That's good. Syntec has the same ratings for speed and power. Yep. Yeah, I figured you'd have good taste in cables. You can't be into VR and not have good taste in cables. So it's fitting that we both have a brand that we really like. That makes sense. You get into VR a little bit, that will happen. Anyways, yeah, so that's my thoughts. Go with the better motherboard. This one it's never going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, but this is good. The other thing is ask them what front mesh cases they have with, fans and all that. You can let them know it doesn't have to be RGB, but you don't mind if it is. Whatever is a cost-effective option that gives you better airflow, because when you have when you don't have the option of having like really good low ambient temperatures, you at least have to have really good air exchange within the case. So as long as you got that, you should be good to go. Surprised VR and AR took such a backseat, considering a big part of AI is digital twin. Yeah. AJ, maybe if the whole AI boom was thought through and reasonable and logical, that would have been a thing. But you and I both know it ain't, and it wasn't never gonna be. I believe the white Thunderbolt cable interface style cable is not being made anymore, but Thunderbolt is Type C now only. Yes, Thunderbolt is now Type C and is compatible with all Type C devices. And funnily enough, unless this has changed somehow, the controller for AMD's USB 4 that they use with their chipsets, with their motherboards, is pretty much the same controller as Thunderbolt 4, but they just didn't pay for the certification to call it that, or they called it, it's just something else. It's just USB 4 instead, 40 gigabit per second. Yeah, it sure ain't thought through. Yeah. Although do plenty of thinking. They're doing a lot of thinking right now when they're like, I talked about this at the beginning of the stream. I was like, companies are realizing they're spending more on AI than they were on the people that they trained and hired and trained and had as part of their company that they then fired and replaced with AI. They're like, why are we paying more for AI tokens? Tokens? Yeah. 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 Hey, do you want me to build you an OpenClaw assistant? Is that okay? Is that something that can help me with potentially moving off of Stream Elements? I know Stream Elements is apparently going to persist now. They're going to keep going because they got bought out. But like, now I'm scared and I want to like, yeah. USB 4 is Thunderbolt 3, but the Thunderbolt name is okay. It's Thunderbolt 3. Okay. Sorry, I mixed those up. Thank you for the correction. But no, I don't want to do AI for my for a little while I was doing Tangia, and it was kind of fun. Like, I like fun AI stuff. I like my AI tools in Photoshop and in Premiere Pro that help me do my thing rather than replacing me in doing my thing, right? I love those things. But I'm kind of soured on all that stuff. Kind of soured on all of it right now. Had to go online to get a flash drive. Hope you found a good one. Some of the newer Asus ProArt motherboards have Type C that are Thunderbolt compatible. The ProArt X670 and X870 are newer Intel counterparts. Yes. The intercompatibility with Thunderbolt is pretty good. The problem at times is going to be Thunderbolt devices. The devices can be sometimes, like I have a Thunderbolt dock, Thunderbolt 4 dock, that sometimes Windows just does not want to register as being a Thunderbolt device. Because yeah, it has to register as a Thunderbolt device. It has to be recognized as a Thunderbolt device. I think some Asus ProArt motherboards actually went through the certification. Can't remember if that was only for the header or included the integrated rear I/O port. I think for Intel, it does. Yeah. That was kind of a whole thing. As a matter of fact, that's why it has DisplayPort in on the rear I/O. So you can go from the GPU to the rear I/O with DisplayPort and then go DisplayPort over Thunderbolt. it's pretty cool, especially if you want to have your PC kind of far away from you, because then you get Thunderbolt over fiber optic, and you can have your PC in another room and get full. You get USB, like those DisplayPort over. They'll give you a couple of USB ports as well that are like no latency basically, and yeah, it's really nice, especially if you're doing something like voiceover work or something like that. Interesting. Free DVDs from your Sunday newspapers. That is very interesting. Prior to some awesome prosumer features. I just wish that they didn't have. I wish you could like, man, it's a physical. It's physically. It's like the physical PCIe like topology, or like the design. But I wish like bifurcation wasn't it, that you could just have like you get with Threadripper, where you have just a bunch of PCIe, a ton of PCIe for all your extra devices. That to me is prosumer. You know what I mean? But I'm just a PCIe nut. I just like to be able to connect a bunch of awesome little cards and carrier cards and different things like that. But yeah. Solid Holler, what's up? Welcome. People have fearful predictions for clickbait headlines. People are still needed to manage the AI and bring its work from 70 to 80% to 100%. If it's something that a person can use to improve their workflow to do a better job, I'm all for it. I have been using that for years. And so have a lot of people who complain about AI. And again, I was all for multi-frame gen when like every other tech content creator was like, fake frames. We talked about this. But it's, of course, corporations take it too far and they ruin it for everybody. That's just how it goes. It do be like that sometimes. Always splitting my main X16 into 8x8. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want that. GPUs are powerful enough for a prosumer application that you can definitely use those lanes for something else. Or you don't need to split that. Good, man. Just coming to see what we learned today. Well, we did just go over a bunch of tech stuff, but we're probably going to be switching back to non-tech stuff here in a bit. But yeah, if you feel good about it, Nate, then I'm good with that. With those changes. Oh, but I should tell you. Okay, so I know you said, Podge, that you're feeding a 2-month-old baby. I hope you're good with that now. But I told you that I was going to reach out about the PC for your recommendation because your budget was around $3K, and I had just made a recommendation recently for a PC from Stints Built. However, the answer that I got back is a little bit different. So like for yours, it is strictly gaming. So this PC, it actually has my favorite GPU in it, which is not a 5080. Well, my favorite from the 50 series is the 5070 Ti. And this one goes down to $2699 before my discount code with a 9800X3D and a 5070 Ti from a boutique builder. And I don't know, Jeff, are you still here? I know AJ's here. Where you see AJ CP38, they are from Stints Built. That's someone at Stints Built. And Jeff was just here when you saw Stints earlier. That's Stints Built here in chat. Who is probably still lurking. On the YouTube, if not on the Twitch. By the way, just a little shout out to my lurkers. I see you guys. Every time every now and then I just open up the Twitch users and chat panel there, and I just see y'all, and it just makes me feel good. And thank you for lurking. Hi, M Stints Built. If he's not, I'll just message him. It's okay. No, it's cool. It's cool. We're good, thank you, Nate. All right, I hope I hope the best for y'all, and that works out. Let me know how it turns out about the case thing. That to me is the most up in the air kind of thing. 5070 Ti is a very nice card and is plenty. Yes, because Podge, you're looking to do 1440p gaming. The 5070 Ti just whoops 1440p. You can even jump into 4K gaming with it and not have, and that's what I've done with my 5070 Ti. I have done 4K gaming while streaming with it. It has the same 16 gigs of VRAM as the 5080. It has the same dual NVENC on it, or the dual encoders. If you did want to do streaming, that's not on your list. It's very good for that. And yeah, I mean, I am a full-time content creator, streamer, and in this PC here that you're watching me on right now, as a 5070 Ti. Amazing GPU. I wish it had stayed at the price that it used to be. But I also wish that about all PC hardware. I wish that often. I think about that frequently. I play 4K with a 3080, just so you know how capable the 5070 non-Ti is. Yes. But yeah, Podge, I know that you are perhaps indisposed, right? Taking care of a 2-year-old is no joke. I've been there. But if anything, I'll shoot you a message on Twitch Whispers there, because you know you did send me something there before, and I will I'll let you know. By the way, did you hear about FSR 4.1 coming to 7,000 and 6,000 series? Yes. Yes, I did, and that's fantastic. That is fantastic. People out there with a 7800 XT rocking it, just gonna be enjoying that FSR 4.1, or people with like 6750 XT, all that really great GPUs, and that FSR 4.1 is going to be great. Tech Blacksmith, thank you for the lurk. See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. That makes me happy. I mean, to be crystal clear, I've seen like I don't harp on view count. I don't get too obsessed with it, but I do note it. I do notice it. That's just part of the job, right? And it is trending upwards. And y'all, that makes me feel really good, because I'm doing a lot of not tech stuff here, and that is very scary. I've been a tech content creator for years now, and switching away from that in some ways, pivoting, doing a necessary pivot like that is very scary. Like, that was a part of my identity, that like, I'm not even going to Computex now. That's something I promised myself I would never miss after the first time I went. And now I'm just like, not going, but I don't feel good about it. You know, I'm not like vindicated and feeling proud of myself. I have a 7600 XT, so I'm excited. Yeah, that should benefit you pretty well. I'm actually considering the swap to AMD so I can become more familiar with it. Yeah, that would do it. I have a 9070 XT. I'm sorry. Yeah, 9070 XT. Sorry, their stupid naming convention changed to ape NVIDIA more. Got me. I have a 9070 XT that I intended for a build, and I still haven't done that build yet because my build desk here is Pokémon right now. I have a potato. Well, I mean, you could run GLaDOS on that. If you're going to swap to a 7000 series, see if you can find 7900 XTX for a good price used. Solid Holler, I mean, AJ's in the industry, like is working at a system integrator, so they should be able to find deals for sure. They know the tech really well. But hey, always good to see people trying to help out people. That is good advice. 9070 XT, 24 gigs of VRAM. I'm sorry, 7900 XTX. 9070 XT. 7900 XTX, 24 gigs of VRAM. Great card if you can find it. For a reasonable price. My goodness. They like it beats the 9070 XT because the 9070 XT was not intended as it's not a successor to it. A lot of people use that card for Escape from Tarkov. That card plus probably a lot of system memory, because I look at a game like Escape from Tarkov and I have to wonder, like, the developers have to know about the memory leak issues and the fact that there's a memory global shortage of system memory, and they must be thinking to themselves, they have to be thinking to themselves, maybe now is the time to fix that. I wonder if they ever will, if they already have. Maybe they have. Probably picking up 97XT because I needed to work with what I'm trying to sell. Wanted the Aqua. Yeah, those kinds will disappear. Yes, it is the increased Chilean audience we are bringing. You just need to say, quiero empanadas, every so often to keep them here. Claro que sí. Me gusta empanadas. I remember a trip I made to Miami. And obviously different culture because you go to Little Havana. That is not Chile, right? But the empanadas there. The coffee. Oh my God. Cuban coffee. Oh. What's up, Savvy Thread? I spent $940 in 2022 on a CyberPower PC. Is that even worth upgrading? Why wouldn't it be? You didn't tell me what the power supply was, but we mostly use it for work in the Microsoft suite, heavy into Excel. I used your pre-built Black Friday video on YouTube. Okay, yeah. In 2022, I had not, like that back then, CyberPower was not, still somewhat in my good graces. Hopefully you haven't had to work with their customer service, because it went downhill. I hate to say. I can never predict something like that happening, but they just deprioritized it. AJ, you know what I have currently waiting for the right build? I have the Avatar 7900 XTX. You know, the black and teal one? Oh man, that is such a gorgeous card. You know, it's the reference. It's the one of those ones where it's the reference model, kind of like they did with the what is it? Starfield. They take their reference AMD GPU and they put a paint job on it. But this one, when it heats up, I mean, it has the lights, the teal lights, right? And then when it heats up, a pattern appears on the fan shroud. So sick. I've not had to use customer service. I got lucky. Yeah, that's usually where you hear good things about CyberPower if they don't have a problem with the PC, which, like, good. That's good. But yeah, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. But yeah, of course it can be upgraded. Maybe you want to stick with that same CPU, but check your power supply wattage, maybe upgrade your GPU. It's just right now is a really bad time for upgrades. Everything costs 2 or 3 times what it should in terms of, and anything that uses memory, like VRAM and GPUs. GPUs have gone up in price. Most of them aren't double in price, but they're at least like, so a lot of them are like 30, 40% higher in price, meaning price to performance is out the window. 16 gigs of RAM is really low, but upgrading that to 32 gigs, if you have DDR5, could be cost prohibitive. If you have DDR4, you might be able to take out the 2 sticks that you have, look at the sticker on the back and get a matching kit of 2x8, and then you have 32 gigs of RAM. But because you can combine 4 sticks with much better stability if you have DDR4. The GPU, obviously, you can go from 3060, what was it, Ti, to something better. But, and also the storage. A hard drive with a 500 gig SSD is not great. There's a lot of ways to upgrade that PC. You just got to figure out where is it lacking for you, and then you can do those upgrades. The best way, though, rather than just putting a post in chat, is to do the form, which pops up here now and then. James Cameron Avatar. It's hold on. I can show you. It's in a video that I did. Actually, my most viewed video. Man, I had so much less gray in my beard and so much less stuff on my walls back then. Who you are. Nothing quite beats that excitement of getting that brand new thing. Now, if that brand new thing is your very first gaming PC. This is such a good video. I freaking killed it with this one. I'm going to use this to demonstrate in here because the colors are perfectly matched to the system. Check this thing out. Not perfectly matched, gaming, I know. 24 gigs of VRAM. All right, Rutu. Not massive form factor and thermally reactive paint on here. It's insane. Really cool lighting on this thing. Absolutely awesome. And I know of a few content creators who are hosting giveaways for these. This one is actually for a special build, but there are several content creators like Robitech and a few others that I know that are doing giveaways of these. And if I can find those links, I'll put them in the description below. Go get yourself one because these are, there's 500 of these. So yeah. I have one of 500. Like that's one of the only straight up GPUs I was ever sent. And it's the only one that AMD ever sent me was that one. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But Erica's not even in that position anymore. Moved up to another one. Got promoted and all that. But yeah. Is that a reference model with the, yeah, well, it's the reference model. Yes. So Gian just did the CyberPower PC that was DOA, and one of our customers had a CyberPower PC that came with no Windows installed. I was shocked that it made it out the door. No, CyberPower PC has declined, and the decline is like they forgot that terminal velocity existed, and they've broken the laws of physics, and like they're hitting blue shift. That's how fast they're declining, and they don't care because people keep buying. One of the last tech videos I have put up was to warn people against buying CyberPower PC as they are right now. Like, do not buy from them. Let me tell you all the bad things about them. And yeah. But yeah, in this case, it was a good choice. And no, it's not the same perfect color, but it's in the same family of colors. All right, chill out. Anyway, here, this face is going to disappear, but you can still look at that one. This is actually a Skytech pre-built, and I was just using it as a stand-in for the how to set up your pre-built PC. So, yeah, it was pretty clean. It was a pretty good build. I don't buy pre-builts, prefer building PCs. It's more fun these days, and you get to learn. Well, it's also more expensive than buying a pre-built these days. Pre-builts are cheaper, and they come with a warranty. And 70 to 75% of people, that number might have gone up in the last year, that buy PC hardware buy a pre-built. So the vast majority of people are buying pre-built. And it's fine because they get it, and then it's a whole computer. It works. And building PCs is a fun hobby. It is. It is not for everyone. It's not one of those, like, people who enjoy it. Just like me, like, I enjoy streaming. I really enjoy streaming. And I have a feeling, I get this feeling of like, I would like everyone to try this. I feel like everyone has something to share. To be able to share their personality and voice and build a community. No, it's not actually for everyone. There's a lot of people who are way too shy to do it, or they have other hobbies they're already doing, or they're just not interested. The funny thing about PC building, though, is that the people who push it are way more aggressive. Like way more. It's almost like the opposite of gatekeeping, but it is still a form of gatekeeping, right? Because so many people choose to buy pre-builts year after year after year after year, and pre-builts are good. They're better than in the last 10 years, pre-builts became amazingly good, really good. because they like it became a massive industry during the pandemic, and like it grew a lot in the pandemic, and then it continued, and of course it's in decline now, like all PC involved businesses. But it's great for you that you enjoy building PCs. It really is, and it is very fun. I personally am DIY till I DIE, but most people are not. Just like I don't cook every one of my meals. Unless I got a whole lot of time on my hands, I don't change my own oil. I don't. There's a lot of services that I will pay for rather than doing them myself. But I could do them myself. I could learn plumbing, maybe some of it. I could learn some basic stuff. I'd rather not. I'd rather have someone who's professional do it. And that's how a lot of people feel about their PCs. It's not just buying goods, they're buying goods and services. And that guarantee of having a working PC for the next few years, for a lot of people, is absolutely priceless. What part of your work takes the most of your time? Non-creative stuff. Generally, like sorting footage, editing, setting up for shots, setting up things, troubleshooting, emails and other correspondence, social media whenever I'm doing that. Like a lot of that stuff has been a bit offline while I'm figuring out the new vector of like my career, the new avenue of my career. But yeah, it's a lot of it, very little of it is this fun part here where I'm like in front of the camera talking and having a good time, right? Or building PCs or reviewing PCs. That is the one of the smallest parts of what I do, unfortunately. The ideal goal for me is where I can just do this part and just keep cranking out footage and content and then just hands off for the rest of it. I would love that. I've never enjoyed video editing unless it is a montage or getting B-roll or like the really, really creative stuff. I hate it when I have to look through something like this where I talked for an hour and a half and I have to cut that down to 25 minutes. And I'm looking at my own face and hearing my own voice for hours on end and hours and hours and hours. I hate that. I might be better about it if I was doing it for somebody else. But like, if y'all are ever thinking, man, I'm kind of tired of that Braithorn guy, not half as tired of me as I am. I'll tell you what. You're not a real PCMR unless you build your own, that kind of gatekeeping. The fun thing about that, AJ, is that I have the founder of PCMR in a video saying, if you buy a pre-built, you're still PCMR. That was such a huge win. That was such a huge win. Pedro is one of the best human beings. You have to do subtitling and stuff. Well, guess what? That's where AI can come in and do a lot of that for me. That is where AI belongs. Well, I think people are more tired of Linus. You know who I think Linus is tired of? Honestly, I think Linus is tired of me. Every time I run into Linus, he ends up like giving me something and he doesn't know why. He just, I don't know what it is. Like he keeps giving me stuff when we meet. I don't know if it's my enthusiasm or just he has the, whatever. Anyways, Linus is great. But I don't think people, I know you're kidding. I don't think people are tired of Linus though, because if you look at their videos, the ones that have his face in the thumbnail are the ones that get more clicks. It is still, and probably forever shall be, Linus Tech Tips, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Pedro's literally said you don't even have to have a PC to be PCMR. You just acknowledge that PC is a superior gaming platform. Yeah, that's what it is. He's such a cool dude. He's the best. Pedro's the best. But if there's anything that I contributed, like if for some reason I can't ever come back to being the pre-built guy. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like that's still gonna that's here. That's here, right? That's right here. I'm gonna come back to this. But spreading that message of, you know, sort of dividing PC building, PC DIY and PC gaming as they can be two separate things. They do complement each other, but they're two separate things. Opening the gateway for as many people as possible who have been otherwise gate kept, and getting people like Jay's 2 Cents and Paul's Hardware and Pedro and all of them on camera saying pre-builts are fine. Like I didn't say pre-builts were bad, but some of my audience thinks they are. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a part of that. I mean, maybe I need to fix that. And getting that out there, that message out to everyone. That is what I can look back and say, I contributed to this. I helped people who wanted to get into PC gaming. I helped them do that without the worry of being judged for not partaking in a hobby that someone else wanted to push on them, you know? Lone Vaquero, welcome. How's it going? I think he's been on YouTube since the platform started. Well, at least close to it. Linus? Yeah, close to it. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that yapping. Let's do other yapping. But yes, I did say, Podge, I will DM you if you are not able to return. If you're otherwise indisposed, that's totally fine. Family comes first. I'll shoot you DM about the answer I got. But right now, I think I'm going to open one of these Oops ETBs. Or... Oh, no, I had it right. I can do one of these, but I've also got some Ascended Heroes to open. So, but let's do this. We'll do Ascended Heroes in a bit. How do we feel about that? Trick question. We feel good about it. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was reading something. All right, I'm going to go Maul and Counter-Strike, even though I'd love to see all the expensive cards you're going to get. Well, I hope you're right. Have a good time. You have a chicken, a fox, and a bag of corn. You come across everything you need to cross. There's a boat waiting there, but you only carry one thing anytime. You get the fox, chicken, the bag of corn across without losing anything. You take the chicken with you back and forth and back and forth. So or something like that. I don't remember what it was. There's an answer for it, but I don't remember how it was. Like, you take the chicken with you or something. You take the I don't know. You take the... Okay, here's the answer. You take the chicken across, leave it there. You come back, get the fox, take it over, get the chicken, bring it back. Take the corn, take it over, then come back, get the chicken, go back over. There you go. There's your answer. I don't like riddles where the answer is longer than the riddle. But here we are. Gargoyle pose. I was responding to Emmett asking me about camera placement. All good, man. I'm going to head out now, but enjoy the card session. Hopefully get something great in the pack. Appreciate that, Solar. Thank you. Okie dokie. I will always feel like this is upside down. Yeah, it was something like that. There you go. Pretty sure it works with if you do the fox first and then the yeah, because the fox is never alone with the chicken. It's only alone with the corn. Anyways, all right. Pernova Lol, what's up? Welcome. I'm using an RX 570. Cool. It's a classic. Hello. All right. Guess who forgot that they pre-ordered 2 Chaos Rising ETBs before getting them locally. So they finally came in. Let's open one of them, and then we'll open another in another video. I really like Chaos Rising though, so I am okay with this. Let's see what we get. There are definitely still some Chaos Rising cards I would really like to get. So this is a very happy accident. Yeah, you know, promo Fennekin, sleeves, energies, dividers, code, all that. Bubbly coin, dice. I actually really like the coin and the dice. And 9 packs. Should we do hits only? Or should I do this? Yeah, maybe we do hits only. Do you know when you open packs, you're opening them because they're unopened, and by having them open, they're not open because the cards are only available because you open the pack, and this is why you're opening them to have them not be unopened? No, I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Yeah, I think because I've already gotten every common and uncommon, let's do a hits only stack here. We are going in order. All right, so we're gonna fast forward while I get this ready. See you in a bit. Okay. Actually, let's get the energies out of here. Energy, go up there. I cannot forget to remove the energy. I did that with those, I think, perfect order. Well, okay. Energy. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm not afraid to do this with Chaos Rising because there are no god packs here. It's not a special set. All right, you got it, Paquero. Thanks for coming in, asking a rumor, and then, oh, because if you leave the chicken with the corn, it will eat it when you can't stop it. Yeah, right. Okay. And I was close, though. Thanks for dropping in. One of these could be the Gold Greninja, which, by the way, is something like 1 in 1,100 packs in odds. Which in SIR is apparently 1 in 90, just to give you an idea of how the disparity in those odds. These do not want to open cleanly. There we go. Nothing new in there. Okay. All right, there we go. There's our hits right there. So let's see if we hit that 1 in 90 to get an SIR that I haven't picked up yet. All right, I got the Chinchino EX SIR last time around. So what do we get this time? Let's find out. Skrelp. Kakuna. These are reverse. I don't need to say it every time. Reverse foil. Ampharos Hollow. Transformation Tome reverse. Minchino. Bubbly Energy. Skuntank. Avalug. Mega Floette EX. Nice. I now have 3 of these, which I think should be enough for a deck. Octillery. Vulpix. Delphox. Really great card right here. Deoxys. Froakie. Trevenant. Ho-Oh. Fun fact, I did get the Ho-Oh GameStop exclusive stamped card, which is apparently selling for $90 right now. It's literally just this card, and it says GameStop right here. This market is so busted. And there's this Sliggoo illustration rare. I do have this one. I think I have it in Japanese. But still, that is a beautiful card. I love this Sliggoo. And I love it when First Evolutions get some love. The middle children, the middle child, it needs to get some love. So that's good. That's a good hit right there. Another Ho-Oh there. Little Stunky. Magnetic Energy. Chestnut Hollow. Esper. Deoxys. Tool Scrapper full art. This is my second one of these. And I do love this card. It's just absolutely stunning. Even though it's a wrench, but still. And then we have Beldum, special red card reverse, and a Cinccino EX. 4 hits from this ETB. Let's get these sleeved up, get a better look. Well, here, I'll just get close-ups of all of them. Well, okay. I mean, it's not bad. No SIR or anything, but that's 1 in 90. So I'm not too mad about that. Totally understandable. We have another one of these. Plus, I have a whole booster box remaining. So we've got plenty of Chaos Rising to rip. So. Oh, no. Okay. So we still have plenty of Chaos Rising to rip. So stay tuned. If I don't know, maybe this will be the first set that we do a master set of. But of course, the Pokédex gets priority. That means I'd have to pull 2 of every card, or at least go buy singles if I want to master set it or trade for them. So anyway, get subscribed, hit follow if you haven't already. But yeah, more to come soon. See you then. Not bad. Not bad. We take dupes for the trade binder. Yeah, I haven't had my audio ducking on, so I was like, why does my music sound so loud when I talk? Well, because it's not getting quieter. It's just not getting quieter, that's why. I believe I now have at least 4 of both of these now. I need another of the fire ones. That's the one I really need. But I'm sure I'll get that. Yeah, I kind of want to do this. Mostly because of this. Check this out. This is, I think, potentially pretty busted. Energized Storm. This attack does 30 damage for each energy attached to all Pokemon. Not your Pokemon as the player, all Pokemon in play. Your opponents and yours. The active and the benched Pokemon. Imagine this against a Psychic deck, where the deck is built around getting energy attached to all of the Pokemon. Like, that could be crazy. And it only takes 2 energy on Delphox to do that. Ridiculous. I may be late. That's okay. Welcome, Natty. How's it going? Check this out. Pulled this tonight. This is from Brilliant Stars. Trainer Gallery. Love it. It's okay to be late. You're here like every stream. Oh, and of course, Fennekin promo. Another one of those. If I get enough of those, I'm actually going to use them in that same deck, because guess what Fennekin evolves into? Delphox, the one I was showing you the broken attack for. That's awesome. And it being a promo card usually means that it doesn't get to be super expensive. We like that. What the heck? What did I do wrong here? There we go. Okay. Screw that in too tight. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me fix my drink. Oh, good. An ad break. Yay. Oh, man. So, okay. Oh, I'm sorry I didn't say hi to Rob Hertz 9447, who said, "You're back. I must go, but I wish you the best on your Pokemon card pulls." I think I was in the midst of doing them. So, yeah. All right, 1 second here. So I have these. Not a lot of packs in these, but they are Ascended Heroes, and it's a total of 8 packs. And a couple of extra Mega Meganium EXs if I want to build that deck and get that going. Which is a good card. It's got a pretty good card. Any card that's like, this attack does this much extra damage for every blank, you just build a deck where you have a bunch of blank, and like, there you go. Overpowered attack, if you can keep that, if you can manage that. John Paul Bacon, that is a very good power supply. Seasonic Prime TX 1600 watt. A lot of wattage. And from a company that builds their own power supplies, rather than outsourcing to an ODM. Let's whatever. Let's just get right into the next one. I talked about tech for quite a long time there, so I can do Pokemon now if I want. There's nothing wrong with that. You can tell me something's wrong with that? I hear Natty. This one's dedicated to you because you showed up fashionably late. You weren't late. Don't ever feel like you're late if you're not here at 8. Because guess what? Neither am I, usually. Absolutely. Your obsession with Kit Kats notwithstanding. Although in Japan, Kit Kats are, I think, maybe somewhat fashionable. They're at least a very popular gift. I was trying to come up with a clever intro to talk about how I'm going to open some more Ascended Heroes packs here, but I don't have one. I just want to open more Ascended Heroes. This is not a lot of packs. These 2 Mega Meganium EX boxes, of which I've opened one of these before, they just have 4 packs each. So we're just going to open them. I've already done this before. Let me set these promo cards aside in case I want to build a Mega Meganium EX deck, because it's a pretty good card. And I'm just going to open some Ascended Heroes, because maybe this is where the God packs happen, and then I can say that I've opened 2 God packs at this point. That would be cool. I would be down for that. Okay, we're just opening them. And giant lenticular card. Yeah, look at it. It's coming at you. It did. Whoa. 3D. And our 4 packs right there. And of course, our promo EX right here. Now just imagine that times 2. That's what's happening here right now. Okay, we're just going to sleeve these up right here. And there are our promo EXs. Now we can open packs. Let's do that. Come on, God pack. This one feels kind of light. This isn't it, but it's okay. We're still gonna have fun. That's where we have fun. All right, execute, Salandit, Chikorita, Night Stretcher, Prism Energy. It's good to stretch at night, by the way. It helps you get good sleep, and you're less, you feel better in the morning. Vanillux, Premium, Power, Pro, Swirlix Reverse, Vanillite Reverse, and Erica's Victory Bell Hollow. Okay, on to pack number 2. Uh-oh. Hollow Energy. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the God pack. It's not. But I do consider Hollow Energies to be a hit, so it's okay if you don't. Execute. Well, Dreepy, execute. Salandit, Chikorita, Golduck, Boss's Orders, Corbeau there, Charmeleon, Hops Trevenant Reverse, Slugma Reverse, and Mega Frostlass EX Mega Attack Rare. Let's go. I love this card. That is super sick. Oh, man, off to a good start. Yeah. I love the Mega Attack Rares. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Yeah. We're cruising. We are cruising. Two packs down and 2 hits in. We like that. We like it. This one feels substantial. Hollow Energy? No. Chikorita. Night Stretcher. Larry's Kamala. Galarian Zigzagoon. Ends Vanillux. Premium Power Pro. Drampa. Cascoon Reverse. Larry Starly Reverse. And Entei Hollow. Okay, last pack from the first box right here. We're not calling it last pack magic. It's not the last pack in the stack, but that's okay. Let's see, it could be magical anyway. And there you go. There's a Hollow Energy. Uh-oh. Okay. Erica's Bellsprout. Rotom. I really would love to get the Rotom. There's Rotom SIR in this, I believe. I would love to get that. I've seen it. It looks so good. Is that from this set? Am I imagining things right now? I believe it is. Pancham. Team Rocket's Energy. Bayleaf. Team Rocket's Archer. And he's there just like, hey, give me my bow back. What's wrong with you? I'm an archer. What? Yo, let's go. We got the Hitmontop Illustration Rare. Oh, I wanted this card forever. Are you kidding me? Dude, look at that. The best. This is the best. I love this card. Oh, man. And I love how it's just, Hitmontop is spinning so fast. The entire art of the card is going up, leaving a very large bottom margin here. But whatever. The bottom border is, it's insane. But it's okay. That just makes this a perfect binder copy. Oh, we take those. We take those. Charge-a-Bug Reverse and Spidops Hollow. Man, oh man, this is a good opening so far. Oh, are you kidding me? That is a huge upgrade for Hitmontop. Huge. What do I have for Hitmontop right now? For Hitmontop, I just have a reverse foil quick ball. So that's a massive upgrade right there. We love that. Oh, that's crazy. Another one. Now, that was just one box. That box was fire. Jeez. Oh, geez. Come on. Let's hope this one hits as well. Maybe these boxes are the key. Okay. No Hollow Energy there. We're not letting that stop us, though. Gibble. That's Cynthia's Gibble. Ends Vanillite. Larry's Kamala. Dreepy. Weavile. Fighting Gong. Galarian Obstagoon. Rocking out there. Yelling about something or other. Ends Vanillux Reverse. Clefairy Reverse. And Team Rocket's Executor Hollow. Okay. Well, 3 packs left. 3 packs left. You've heard of the rule of 3s. It doesn't apply to this. It's something completely different. Okay. Basic Energy, as basic as it gets. Buddy Poffin. Corellia. Ethan Slugma. Rule number 1, never make the obvious joke. Pawniard. Mightyena. Slurpuff. Wow, Slugma and Slurpuff in 1 pack. Team Rocket's Giovanni. Iono's Watchful Reverse, Crocodile Reverse, Friend Ball, and the Ultra Ball Full Art. Oh, this is sick. Okay, this makes me super happy because I would love to use this in a deck. That is actually super sick. I'm very happy with this. I got this in Japanese, which I can't use in play in English. So this makes me happy. I like that. That is very good. Man, what this is looking more like I opened a Japanese Mega Dream high class box or something, other than not having an EX in every pack, which is a bit much when you can't use those EXs in play. Definitely cool for dressing up a Pokédex though. But y'all have seen me open those boxes plenty of times, I'm sure. Okay. Man, this one is really shy about hollow energies, as in it ain't got none. Bisharp, Erica's Tangela, Totodile, Charmander, Team Rocket's Transceiver, Pignite, Carbink, Riolu Reverse, Team Rocket's Mimikyu Reverse, Team Rocket Style, Miss Magius Hollow. I really do love this card, though. It is absolutely gorgeous. Okay. Last pack, Mojo. Let's go. Come on. By the way, look how crazy that hollow is going with this out of focus. Just bananas. Okay, last pack, Mojo. Can we get an SIR? Or even another Mega Attack Rare? Maybe another Mega Attack Rare. Who knows? I'll take that. I mean, I'd settle. I mean, maybe a God Pack would be okay. I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. I would be okay with that. I would be wrong if that's what I thought it was, but I didn't think that's what it was. I mean, did you? Wrong. Snom, Metatite, Larry's Starly, Bisharp, Fighting Gong, Glasstrier, Raichu, Team Rocket's Petrol Engine Reverse, Erica's Gloom Reverse, and Pecharunt Hollow. You know, I can't be mad at that. The second box, this is what we got from the second box. So I can't point at these Mega EX boxes, like the starter Mega EX starter boxes, and say that the hit rates are really, really good. It's just this first box was kind of bananas for 4 packs. Yeah. But we take that. That was an excellent opening. I'm very happy with that. And I just can't get away from wanting to open Ascended Heroes. And I don't think I'm the only one, which is why the prices on those packs and boxes and such are bad. But there is supposedly a heavy hitters collection coming out soon. So we should keep an eye out for that. Anyways, that's it for this one, though. Get subscribed or hit follow if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. That was good. Oh, man, that was actually really good. I have been eyeballing that Hitmontop card forever. It was one of those that I was like, I'm going to trade for that eventually if I don't get it. But I don't have to because I got it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Do I already have this for Frostlass? I might already have it. Oh, I have a gem stamp card. Yeah, this trumps that easily. Absolute Snow. Yeah, we got a couple of good upgrades here. This is going into a deck. This is definitely going into a deck. I just got to figure out which one is my favorite one that needs an Ultra Ball. It's going in there. And of course, Mega Meganium EX ×2. That gives me 3. That should be enough for if I want to do a Mega Meganium EX deck. Which, that Giant Bouquet attack is really good. It does 70 damage, plus 50 for every grass energy attached to the card. So, that could be a lot of damage. And it doesn't do anything like discard an energy from this Pokemon if you use this attack or whatever. None of that. So you could basically, like, you're not limited. to how much damage that can do. Now, it doesn't have... 360 hit points is a lot. Plus, if you use a special grass energy, it adds another 20 hit points to it, making it 380. Shanala, I saw your reaction to the news about... Well, I'll show you. Hold on. I should have brought this up when I was talking about that. This is the box, the booster box that I opened at GameStop on their launch night because they had a thing where they had table set up. People could they were doing a what they called a pull party, but I didn't participate in that because I had to go. Like I had to leave and get food for myself and Ari and all that. But yeah, Braithorn starts requesting things and immediately starts negotiating and turning his own price down. I could go for an SIR or a Mega Attack Rare or an Illustration Rare or a Holo. Well, no, actually, I went the other way, Natty. I was like, or, you know, maybe I could go for a God Pack. Never hurts to ask, you know. So, but this. So, yeah, but this is a booster box that I opened there. And I recorded it, of course. I pulled these two, by the way, which I've already had. Like, I have a better Cinccino. I already had a better Cinccino card. And I'd already pulled one of these clay dolls. But this is the Ho-Oh. Yes, it has a Cosmo Holo, and it has, like, GameStop, what are y'all doing with your, like, put a cool-looking GS or something. This looks like somebody just did a bad Photoshop and just dropped it on there. And this is worth $100, $90? I mean, yes, mine has excellent centering, and I could go and probably get a PSA 10 of it. But, like, it's just a regular Ho-Oh Holo. I just went in at 8 p.m. and I just got my number, and I was like, they're like, come back after midnight. I was like, okay. And I did, and they're like, here you go. There was no work put into getting this other than just showing up. I am sad because I don't know who it was. It might have been Barnes & Noble or it might have been Best Buy that got the Delphox stamped promo. I would have preferred that. Yeah, well, that's where stamps usually go, Natty. Stamps usually go on the bottom right of the art. That's usually where they put it. But yeah. Wait, what was this? Oh, I also got a Crocodile EX out of that. So spoilers for whenever that one is the thing. But yeah, this is a pretty solid booster bundle. An EX plus, you know, an ultra rare and an illustration rare is not bad for a booster bundle. Especially when it's not at an insanely inflated price. I'm not saying it wasn't an inflated price. I'm saying insanely inflated. It is GameStop after all. They will throw in their plus 20% or something. Plus 30%. But I was like, it's here. I'm here. It's like not this. It's at least it's not a $400 booster bundle like with 151. Like I can handle this. What a nerd. What I'm saying is the worst part of the card for the GameStop logo. It's red on orange. Yes. There's no zero. They couldn't even put a stroke on it. Like an outline on the letters. Block text. Like their logo is block text. Their official logo has a drop shadow. But maybe that's the point. Maybe they're going for like the it's so bad it's good kind of vibe. You know? No, that would imply forethought. And this is to be clear. There are cool people that work at GameStop. I've met some of them. They're cool. They like to chat about the hobby. They share the hobby. They're into it. Like they talk about gaming. They're actually people that would want to work at GameStop. It's just they also know that they work at GameStop and the limitations therein. When they were talking, they were doing for the pull party. Whoever got the best pull, it would be like or whatever. They had a raffle for a free grading to get a card graded for free. And I was like, when I was first asking about it, I was like, are there options as to who to grade it with? They were like, it's PSA. It's just PSA. We just work with PSA. They didn't look thrilled about it. They know the reputation PSA has put so much hard work into ruining. You know? I'm so happy about that Hitmontop. That's so good. Okay. I don't want to go directly into just opening something else. Like, let me think about what I have still. So, Nat, if you're wondering where I got that card from Brilliant Stars, well, the box fell, but it was a Darkrai V-Star premium collection that was like Sword and Shield era, which was pretty nice. It had Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and Brilliant Stars packs in it. Just 8 packs total. Of course, 4 of them were Astral Radiance, and only 2 of Lost Origin and Brilliant Stars. But Brilliant Stars did pay out. It did. And of course, the Darkrai V-Star, which, let me bring that out. Let me grab that. Since you missed it. Of course, one of the things that I did get was this Gengar Hollow, which is just a really sick Gengar Hollow. I think I got this from one of the Japanese sets. That is like the matching set for that. But like that box was kind of cracked. Got a lot of V's out of it. Drapion V, Lucario V. This is one I got out of like the Lucario and Tyranitar box. Entei V. And this is the Darkrai V-Star. So that is a pretty big upgrade. Darkrai I just have an EX for, so that's pretty rad. And of course, that box came with the Darkrai V as well. But yeah, and then this is the one like big hit out of it. And when I say big hit, it's like a $22 card. But it is, I love the trainer galleries from Sword and Shield. I want all of them. I want them all. Like, to me, this has way more personality than the SIRs from Prismatic Evolutions. I know they're worth way more. This is better for a Pokédex. I say that, and I will probably never remove that Leafeon SAR from there, but we cherish artists, not money. Speaking of which, the artist for this was you. But no, really, it was you. Trying not to zoom out by accident. Yeah, it was you in B. I haven't seen much from them. It was probably pronounced like yo. I don't know. But yeah, this to me beats out the Prismatic Evolutions SIRs all day long. There's more personality to this. It's so much better. Yeah, centering's not too bad on this. Well, no, it is. It's very bad. Compare the bottom to the top. Holy crap. It's the opposite of the Hitmontop. I really am spoiled when it comes to QC because I'm used to opening Japanese boxes. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I want to put the V-Star on a top loader. Just protect that before it makes its way into the Pokédex. I mean, hopefully it won't be in the Pokédex for too long because we're going to get our Abyss Eye boxes here probably pretty soon. I will say, there's stuff on Cat's Collectibles I can't find anywhere else, but when it comes to shipping things on pre-order, apparently they just take a really long time. Like, without communication. They just, like, created a label and just gave no information, and they've just been holding on to it ever since. Like, come on, man. It's been released. Please. I know that it's becoming harder because Pokemon Company International is cracking down on scalping in Japan, of Japanese product, rather. So it's becoming harder for international purchasers to get stuff. But I made my pre-order. Thank you for sharing that with me, of course. And Chris, thank you for Chris and John Paul. Thank you for cheering me on during that poll. I see you guys. I do see you guys, and I appreciate y'all. So I mentioned earlier I was talking to Emmett, my buddy. I mean, you know, he's made his way as a gaming streamer, content creator, and that is rough. That is a massively competitive niche or category. So, you know, he knows if he has tech. He's a very tech savvy guy. But there's something that happens when you get into, because he started focusing on tech that involved retro gaming with original consoles, original hardware, to capturing that and getting that the highest quality and lowest latency possible for capturing it for footage and streaming. And I focused on PC hardware and setup stuff, right? More PC hardware, but still. So something happens when you realize you don't have to delve into and relearn a bunch of stuff because you know somebody who is already way into that and very willing to help. So he knows whenever stuff like that comes up, he can just hit me up and I will set aside time to help him out. So I mentioned, he was like, dude, you know, I always appreciate it, man. And I was like, hey, maybe I can pick your brain at some point about, you know, venturing into being a gaming content creator because it's so different from what I'm used to. And like, if I wanted to do stuff, like if I wanted to, like, say I wanted to make a video about pre-builts with Nerd on a Budget, I hit up Danny and he would probably be fine with doing that. Or like PC World or things like that. I don't have that same sort of circle of support and collaboration in gaming, like at all. But I was like, yeah, man, like, you know, I just mentioned in passing, I'm like, yeah, the niche that I focused on, that industry is kind of broken right now. And he was like, damn, dude, well, hey, I can already think of some things that you could do in gaming that could be like, pfft. I'm like, yes, go on. So he's just such a cool dude. Like, whenever I say something like, hey, this is a buddy of mine, we're going to raid someone, show them some support, say something nice. Like, I mean that. Like, these are people that I have gotten to know and are awesome, you know? Even if it's someone who I am getting to know, I mean it just as much. But like, whenever I tell you like, hey, if you like retro gaming, check this person out. I actually mean, go hang out in their streams sometime whenever you got nothing else to do, or you're looking for a stream to watch. One of the best things about Twitch raids, and I wish YouTube had as much for this, but they're just when it comes to YouTube streaming, it's not a streaming site. It's not a live streaming site. They just happen to have it. Hi, YouTube audience. I appreciate y'all. I do. I really do. There's 10 of y'all watching right now. I'm not saying anything about you. I'm saying things about YouTube and how they prioritize you as a live stream viewer, which is to say they don't. They don't. Discoverability used to be pretty good. Now it's kind of You go to watch your YouTube and there might be one, maybe two live streams going on. If you like watching streams and being a part of that experience, YouTube has something there, but they haven't worked on it or improved on it in years. That bothers me for myself and for you guys. For myself as a creator, for you guys as viewers. But Twitch is like, that's what it did. That's what they do. They don't have, hundreds of thousands of hours of long form content, short form. Like it's all focused on live streaming. That they have to be good at that, right? They have to be good. And they have to be able to facilitate it. They have to have a vibe that YouTube can't duplicate. That kind of thing, But so yeah, if you're ever like thinking of, man, I want to watch a live stream, but if you're one of my viewers that, and there are numbers of you guys that like you don't really watch streaming other than 3 times a week whenever I come on, or maybe a couple times a week. Maybe you're not here every time. I try to put variety in who I raid. And it usually is people that I've raided before, that I know, that I've met at TwitchCon, hung out with, things like that. I know they're good people, or they're entertaining, really entertaining or whatever. But otherwise, generally, yeah, good people. It's kind of one thing I try to go for. And I do that for them and for y'all. There is a piece of it that's for me where it's like, I like to raid. I enjoy that. That brings me joy. But mostly it's for them to maybe, because like you guys are awesome. And I want them to be able to hang out with you too. And also for you guys to have other kinds of content to watch on Twitch, maybe find another favorite streamer to watch. And people that we've rated are that, like, Manly, Silver Lugia is awesome. Thank you, Silver. Thank you, Shanala, for introducing me to Silver Lugia, who's awesome. Emmett is awesome. A lot of the people that we raid where they just have like 2 or 3 viewers, but they're amazing at things like Super Metroid Map Rando, something that I really enjoy. So I hope some of y'all do too. There's, like Wordsayer, Jax Omen, some of those guys that we've rated. Like, I know that they're really good at the things that they're doing, and they're a lot of fun to watch. And because I know they're a lot of fun to talk to, because I've done like comms with them and stuff. I honestly, of all the things that I have done as a content creator, I feel like I enjoy streaming the most. I couldn't live off of just streaming, although I kind of sort of have been, but not really. Couldn't just live off of streaming as things are right now, because I'm not out here being like, hey, drop those subs and let's do subathons and let's do get the, if you donate this much, I'll do this crazy thing or any of that stuff. I'm here. I stream mostly. I for the many years it was just to help people one-on-one, to facilitate, to sort of add on to the YouTube content. But man, it's the thing I enjoy the most. It's just like, I don't have to sit for hours prepping this thing that maybe people will watch, maybe they won't. And I get to get instant feedback, Cats updates on Twitter a lot. Oh, okay, cool. Let me see that. They posted earlier today that they got their order in. Sick. I'd like to raid. That brings me joy. I see the evolutionary urge to get a group together and pillage some village. Yes. Figuratively speaking. And literally. Okay, maybe not. That's the wrong button. I didn't mean to press that button. I don't know. Through some of the hardest times of this whole thing, and that's not just, I'm not just talking about 2026 and the Rampocalypse. I'm talking about when things started to slow down with the launch of 50 series. Like, that was when I stopped getting PCs. And I did get a couple GPUs from NVIDIA. It just, those videos didn't do well. So I was like, this is bad for me and bad for you guys. Like at NVIDIA, my rep there. It's bad for me and bad for y'all. Like, I appreciate y'all trying that with me, but I don't think that's the right kind of content for my channel, just to get a part and talk about that part. That's already being done everywhere. Thank you, though. Like, for real. I will forever be grateful to Jacob for giving me that shot, with him knowing, like, having a deep understanding of my content and my audience. He still gave it a shot and sent a couple pieces of hardware my way. And not much to show for it. Just wanted to give that a try. What a stand-up dude. This is why I will always say, you can be angry at a corporation and the people in charge of it, but understand there are good people working there that really care about their jobs. Like, genuinely care about their jobs. And Jacob is one of those people. What a cool dude. I miss Jacob. I used to get to hang out with him, chat with him, and he always had time for me. Always had. This is someone who goes on LTT, who does builds with Jay and stuff. But he always had time for the little guy. Always has time for. He still does. I'm sure if I reached out to him, it wouldn't matter if I hadn't posted a video in 6 months. He'd be like, yeah, what do you want to do, man? You know, like, yeah, what do you got? There are amazing people in this industry, and it makes me really sad to, like, not be a part of it at the moment. But through these hard times, and I'm not trying to get too, like, sappy about it, but you guys, and this is also not trying to be parasocial either. Just this being able to come in, hang out, whether it was 5 of y'all or 50 of y'all, it didn't matter. I get to come here. I can vent to people who get, like, y'all get me. You've been watching me for a long, like, you get me. You know how I am. And just being able to do that and y'all have been supportive and stuff. Thank you. Through this, like, weird transitionary period where I'm adding on to what I was doing, and hopefully not replacing what I was doing, but adding on to it, and through all the weight, like, oh yeah, the videos will start coming up in here, and then they just don't, and all that. They all are still just like here. I'm a very lucky dude. I'm a very lucky dude. Thank you. A lot of my social interactions here with the community. Right on. And Chris, I do, like, I would want to encourage you to hop over to Twitch and hang out there, but then I would lose 90% of my chat messages on YouTube because you are so consistent about being active with the stream. And a lot of people go to YouTube not to do what you would do on Twitch, which is chat and talk, just to watch. That's the vibe on you. But no, you're like, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. I appreciate you. But anyways, what time is it? Do I want to save the other stuff that I've got? So, okay. As for thank you for listening through all that, by the way. This is just another one of those things where it's like, I get to express myself. What a thing that we do here. Wow. Nate, thank you for the lurk, buddy. Appreciate it. So as for what I have right now, I have 1 box left of Gem Pack Volume 5. Chinese Gem Pack Volume 5. 1 box left. I have that other Chaos Rising ETB. I'm going to save that. I have a whole booster box of Chaos Rising. And is that it? I think that's it right now. I mean, that's not nothing. That is not nothing. I do have, what else coming in? I have Abyss Eye coming in, and apparently that order did come in, so there you go. I need to back down on spending and prep for a VTuber con I'm going to in July, but after that, would love to do more card shows with you in the future. Yeah, absolutely. I have some travel coming up at like late summer, so I have to be a little bit careful. But I think Card Party in Dallas is going to be in August, and it starts there, and then it doesn't stop till the end of September. I need to figure out what I need to do. Like, I need to get a good amount of content up before then. I want to be there as a content creator, not just, you know, well, not as a tech content creator who's dabbling in Pokemon. I want to be there as someone who's posted a bunch of Pokemon stuff. So we're like, it's gonna be, we're gonna lock in for the next couple months. November is Collecticon 2 in Houston. Well, I think in late October, somewhere in November is TwitchCon, and I'm missing Computex. I tend to not miss TwitchCon no matter what else is going on because I just enjoy that. But after the last one, with the security issues and the bad vibes, I don't know. I love San Diego, man. I do. And I love hanging out with streamer friends, making new streamer friends and all that. GDQX, all those things. Last time I was at TwitchCon, that was when I met some people from the Pokemon company. I didn't know what I was going to be doing yet. I didn't know I was going to be doing this, or else that conversation would have been very different. Like, hey, I'm a tech content creator, and I'm about to go into Pokemon content. Like, who would be a good person to talk to once I get that up and running and have a following and all that? I don't have that. So I don't know. Maybe if I go to another PAX West someday, maybe I'll stop by the Pokemon company, because that's their North America office in Seattle. How cool would that be? Mostly that's by invite only, though. You can't just walk in and be like, hi, I just wanted to skip the whole email and wait thing, and I just wanted to talk to somebody right now. Hi, I would like to be the best like no one ever was. Actually, that might work. That actually might work. Going in and saying that might work. Who knows? We should do one more thing, though. We should do one more thing. Maybe we open up this booster. I just did a bunch of Chaos Rising. However, I am going to be getting Abyss Eye probably in a few days. I don't know. I remember if Cats does expedited shipping, but if they do, I chose that, I'm sure. Yeah. Hey, PC is still going strong. Glad you helped me with deals before the AI boom. Thank you. Horse Soda, you're very welcome. There was honestly a rush of people that I helped out before the Ramageddon. I am so happy that happened. Let me tell you. But you were part of that, so I was happy to help. But hey, Shanala, if that backing down and spending to prep for travel, which makes total sense. If that is you saying like, I'm not going to be getting Abyss Eye, I'll wait for Pitch Black or whatever it's going to be called, Pitch Dark or Perfect, whatever. Perfect Dark. No, that was an N64 game. Well, hey, at least we can hang out here and you can open it vicariously through me. There you go. What was the card you said you were going to want to trade for, by the way? Was it Professor Sada? Yeah, very thankful I jumped on my PC before the worst of it. Yeah, for real. Yeah, the Professor Sada SIR, I think is what we were talking about. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was gonna open something. I guess I can do this last box of Gem Pack Volume 5, because then I have till Sunday. So I would just, yeah, just fall down. That's cool. That's fine. You can be right there. I would just like to know whether I ordered 4 boxes of this and got 0 exclusives or not. Because that's looking like what's going to happen. I did order 2 boxes of Abyssli from Cats. My official no spending pack begins July 1st. Fair enough. Q3. Open stuff. You got it, Chris. Chris has spoken. Check the value of my parts today. Was absolutely in shambles, especially since my RAM is end of line. Wow. What did you get? Crucial? What if I did this opening where I'm not like in my presenter mode, entertainer mode, but I'm just chilling and hang out with you guys talking while I open stuff? That doesn't feel like me though. Like I'm a natural presenter. Like I have always been that way. You should hear me doing comms for like the Map Rando tournaments. At first I was very quiet and sort of like reserved because I was getting a feel for it. But once I was familiar with it, they could not get me to shut up, man. But it was always all like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So fun stuff. Oh, G skill. Got it. Yeah, let's do this. Let's open this thing. Why not? And why can't I find a why not? What sets is why not in? I haven't gotten one yet. 1 second. Here, I'll show you the why not that I don't have. There you go. The last W that I need. Thank you for saying that, Chris. I appreciate it. I don't know if I like how Floor God was looking at me right now. One of the 2x32, 6000 CL26. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. That's a pretty extreme kit. If you have AMD Horse Soda, make sure you update your BIOS and then run Expo as well. Because they supposedly, I haven't been able to test this myself, but they have improved Expo to where it's better with kits that are not within their 10 nanosecond first word latency. Whether it's lower or higher, it won't cause as much of an issue. Why not just pull one right now? Because it's not in this set. I have pulled. How recent the Expo BIOS update? I don't know. That's I mean this in the nicest way possible, but you can totally copy that question and paste it into Google and get a better answer than I could off the top of my head. You know what I mean? That's not meant to be rude or anything. I'm just saying whenever I don't know something, I will just tell you straight up, I don't know. But hey, searching that, and of course you could always just like go to the site when you're searching for your BIOS update. It'll say the date of release. The release date is there, so you'll know. That way you'll know whether it's like, oh, this was like 3 months ago or 4 months ago. Let me hold off until the next one comes out because it's probably around the corner. So that's a sensible question. All right. So far, I have opened. So far, I have opened 3 boxes of Pokemon's Simplified Chinese Gem Pack Volume 5, and as of as of right now, as of the time of recording, as of opening those 3 boxes, I have not pulled a single Chinese market exclusive card. Although I have gotten it where like there was 2 full arts in 1 box. That was really nice. I've gotten some amazing upgrades for my Pokédex, but I would really like one of those 4 exclusive cards, and I have 1 box left, and I don't want to order any more of those. So, like, what do you think? Are you the one? Can you help me out? Let's find out. These gem packs seem to be coming out. These gem pack volumes seem to be coming out pretty frequently. And I have pretty much most of the gem stamp cards, Master Ball cards, all of that. It's just there's a lot of illustration rares in this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do the thing. We are going to basically skip the other rarities, the commons, uncommons, and rares, to get to those Master Ball cards, gem stamp cards, and gem rares. Gem rare maybe plural. So hyperspeed engage. Podge is predicting captain. Nice. Podge, I was calling out for you earlier for your update, but I eventually said, hey, I'll just DM you. Since this is a part that is fast forwarded, I can just tell you now. So what I was looking at was a PC that was about 3K and had a 5080 in it, which was overkill for your use case because you are just gaming at 1440p, and a 5080 is overkill. So what the same company had, which is a boutique builder called Stints Built, what the owner told me was he's working on a build that is very similar in that it has a 9800X 3D, 32 gigs of fast DDR5, great fast I think Gen 4, 2 terabytes of storage, or was it 1 terabyte? One or the other, and a 5070 Ti instead of a 5080. Now, personally, I really like the 5070 Ti over the 5080. You're saving like two or $300 going with that. And the performance at 1440p is amazing on a 5070 Ti. So much so, I mean, I use my 5070 Ti, the one that I'm streaming on right now. I use it for 4K gaming. And I could do that all day long on that card. So for 1440p, it is a high-end card. And that one, I think, is $26.99 for that build. Plus, because it's Stints Built, and the person that I was talking to is Jeff Stinson, as in the owner of Stints Built. I mean, I basically would be connecting you directly to him, and he can make a couple little changes. It's not something set in stone yet. That's just what he's aiming for in terms of components to price. So it leaves you with, like, before taxes, like $300, but also the price is before my discount, which you get using my name just as a discount code. So that should help with the tax there. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. 5070 Ti runs flawlessly from your King 95 build. It's so good, isn't it? Sorry, I was at the gym after I fed the baby. You're all good. It's all good. If anything, you've been super patient with me, so I can return that. So yeah, what I would do essentially is give you a link to something kind of like my form that you filled out, but it is the one for Stints Built. And you would just note there that it's that, like, that it's the one that you talked to Braythorn about with the 5070 Ti. There's a place for notes there. And then at that point, you're working directly with the owner of the company on your build. That's one of the things that you would talk to him about. Like, hey, I want to go to a 2 terabyte drive. And that's a very sensible choice. I totally agree with that. That was my only criticism of the build that that he had for that $3,000 buyer before. Where I was like, oh, maybe one just like this person got. They were fine with a 1 terabyte drive because I believe it's because they only play a few games, but they want it to run super well. But if you want extra storage at that price, I think what it was is that it was a 1 terabyte Gen 5 drive. That's what it was. So it was super fast, but the capacity was a little bit low. So what you can do specifically for a PC that's just for gaming, where you're not doing something like transferring large video files for video editing or something like that, you're not really going to see the benefit of Gen 5 storage. That's just kind of how that goes. So yeah, that is something that you would totally work out with Jeff. And regardless of what you decide on, you get my discount and you basically probably have him building it for you too. The all white looks clean too. Yep, that's what I'm running on, is that build. Okay, time to get back into Pokemon mode. All right, they have been separated. All the commons, uncommons, and whatnot are here. Your rotary hollows, your star pattern hollows, and Pokeball and energy types reverses are here. And then this is where the Master Ball, Gem Stamp, and Gem Rare should be. So just running through this real quick. Yep, got that. Yeah, I've pretty much gotten almost every version of every one of these cards at this point. I don't have every Florgato, so that's nice. But yeah, you're not going to see any Master Ball cards or anything like that here. That Pikachu is amazing. I love that Pikachu card. There was only one of those that I'd gotten so far. So that, I think, is a variation I didn't have. Okay, cool. So just going through that real quick. There you go. Now, let's set those aside. This is where it all happens, right here. I am hoping that in these 4 boxes, I will have, this 4th box, I will finally have a gem stamp of all of the standard cards. I was pretty close to that, but I'll have to check afterwards to see if I managed it. I know I should have a Master Ball in every one of them at this point, but let's see if we can get an exclusive Gem Rare full art card here. Here we go. Vivillon Gem Stamp Hollow. Vivillon Master Ball. And Vibrava Illustration Rare, Gem Rare. There it is. And 2 of the chattiest people in my chat are bug type aficionados. So there you go. There you have it. And I do have to say, this is not a Chinese exclusive card. It is not. And I also already have a Vibrava. I have a Gem Stamp. Reverse rare. Okay, I have a Gem Stamp. So this is an upgrade for Vibrava. I will take that. We take those. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll get 2 in this one. I should have these here because these are all really good cards. Okay. Joltik Master Ball, Milcery Stamp. I already have that one. Tatsugiri Master Ball. No way. No way. No way. Let's go, nerds. We got it. We got the exclusive Captain Pikachu. This is the hit. Oh, man. Let's go. That is insane. We got the big hit in a double. I do not deserve this. I do not deserve this. That is insane. Hold on. This is going directly into a sleeve. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Oh, man. I was not expecting that. I was not hold on. Before I put it in the top loader, here you go. Get a good look at that. This thing is this is a huge card. This is absolutely huge. You called it, Podge. You did call it. You did call it. Okay. That is my God. Okay. That's yes. I don't normally look at the value of cards. This one is $320, just about $320 in one card, right there. And though we're not PSA heads around here, we don't care a whole lot about PSA. Like there's other grading. It's $1,700 in a 10. And this one is looking very crispy. Maybe the centering isn't perfect. No, yeah, no, that is centered. That is locked on target. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is one of my biggest pulls. This is absolutely one of my biggest pulls. Okay, like I already have the shakes. This is not fair. I already have essential tremors. This is not all that. It's not all essential tremors, but there it is. There it is. The chase card. The Captain Pikachu. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Permission to absolutely lose it, sir. And we're, of course, Vibrava. Yeah, we didn't forget about you. I mean, I guess, I do need to get, but you have to understand, this more than double paid for all 4 of those boxes. More than double paid for all 4 of those boxes. Like, just like that. Just like that. Not that I'm selling it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but there it is. Okay. That might have to be the first card I ever send in for grading. It might. Your pull luck is actually insane. I know. Thank you. Yes. I cannot. I would keep and grade. Yeah. I still, to this day, I haven't sold a single card. I don't know if I ever will. Trading is one thing. This could be huge for trade, particularly if it grades highly. And there are cards that I would like this for a Bubble Mew or something. No, Bubble Mew is more expensive than that. Anyways, okay, let's finish this out. Crocolore, I'm sorry for making you wait. It's a Titan high. Milcery again. Magneton. I'm not focused at all. I'm not focused at all. There we go. Okay, hi. Oh, it's Stamp Braviary. Okay. Vibrava, Master Ball. Got the gem rare. Okay. All right. Master Ball Braviary, Master Ball Florgato. That's actually kind of cool. My best Florgato was like just a star, gem stars or gem rotary. Hollow. Okay. Ceruledge. And we got the stamped Captain Pikachu. This is actually a big pull too. Like not nearly as big, but this is a big pull too. Again, relatively, it's not, but this is like a $13 regular card. But look at that. Look at that. Double Captain Pikachu indeed. Okay. All right. I don't know what to say. Like I have no excuse for how I'm able to pull stuff like this sometimes, but it does tell me I need to keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. And you too, Vibrava. You're great. Okay. Okay. And also shout out to Podge3X who totally called this in the comments, which are right there. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I you know, as much as I would love to get the Florgato, the Quaxwell, and the Crocolore, I don't think I'm going to be getting any more Gem Pack Volume 5. I don't need any more of these. So if I want those, I can trade for those. This is it. This kind of like makes all that moot. So thank you for being here for this and watching this video. And if you know what, give me a like or drop a subscribe or whatever. And thank you. All right. Mission accomplished. Okay. All right. See you in the next one. Hopefully it's as fun as this one was. Woohoo. That was crazy. And here I was just like, I'll open another thing. Yeah, I guess I'll do another one. I'm at, yeah, okay. And there's our biggest hit of the month. I thought that honor was going to go to the SIR Cinchino, by the way, which apparently is like $100. But again, y'all know how it is. We focus on the art. We focus on the Pokédex, on improving it. And speaking of art, the artist for this. Oh, here, let me get one of these shots. That's good B-roll right there. The artist for this is Keito Hagiwara. Glad I came back to the stream to see that happen. 100%. Yeah. Yep. See, the thing is, I recognize, like, there are aspects of my life that I could point at and say, wow, I was unlucky there. But there is something about me and ripping Pokemon packs where whatever bad luck I've experienced, it seems like I'm reversing it through this. I've had some insane luck. Someone who has only been collecting for like 6 months should not have pulled a God pack yet. Like, no kidding. Deep Pocket Monster, Pat, who's been collecting for years, only recently got his first God pack. Now, it can happen to anyone, but I'm not opening hundreds of packs. I had bought 2 boxes, just like 2 boxes like this, of these small boxes of V-Star Universe when that happened. So I recognize that and appreciate that I have been lucky in this. I have. And it tells me that as unsure as I am of going in this direction, there's good reason to do it. Like, there is something good there. Like, there's something about it that works with me. So we're going to keep doing it. Mr. Diglett Thumbs, that's the guy. Yeah. Pods, it's funny that it has been funny to see when people come in for PC stuff and they realize a lot of my content has shifted more to Pokemon. And they're like, oh, this is also good. I am also very into this. So the upcoming channel, it's already there, so you could subscribe to it if you want. But on YouTube, the upcoming channel is not Brayathorn. That's my tech channel, right? It's Brayathorn EX on YouTube. And that's where all this stuff that you've seen me filming when I do these are all like this. This layout right here is designed for shorts. Like, huh? Right here. And then, huh? Right here. See? It's designed for vertical. So it's yeah. We've had our delays in getting the videos ready, mostly because of me, but it's going to be super quick to edit. We have like enough for 220 or 230 videos out the door. So it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. And that is just going to be a video every day once we have a stockpile of them. So fun stuff. So this is what I was going to give you though. Here. Let me go to Stints Built. And I'll show you, this is the site. This is Stints Built. They have a great reputation. Jeff Stinson is one of the pioneers of building PCs on Twitch and continues to do so. Built his company off of that and has an amazing reputation both like amongst PC buyers in the PC industry and amongst our community in general. And yeah, you're getting that treatment. You're getting great treatment from buying from Stints Built. Great warranty, all that stuff. So what you would be looking at here is this. You would be filling out this, which is a lot like my form, but in these special requests, you can type something like, Bray told me about this 9800X3D 5070 Ti build. I am Podge3X on Twitch. And I'm going to send him a note. Hey, it's Podge3X. Just so that he can be like, okay, this build is for that person. Essentially, he is like coming up with these builds. And I'm like, hey, this is perfect for this person. He's like, okay, there you go. Do we need to change anything? And he'll do it. Braithon got me eyeing the 3 boxes of Pokemon cards my grandson left on his last visit. I should open them and see what he left when he opened them here. You got to tell me what the boxes are. And I'll tell you. And yeah, Chris, I will see you Sunday for game night. I appreciate you. Yeah. So here's the link to this page. And I'm sure I'm sure Jeff will add this himself, but there's my code. It's just my name. And I will note to him, hey, the person is Podge3X on Twitch, and the build is for them. So you just fill this out kind of like you did mine. It's just mostly your information because, I mean, it's needed to sell you something and ship it to you. And then special requests, what you're using the PC for, you know this stuff. And you can put things like, hey, I would like to have this with 2 terabytes of fast storage instead of 1 terabyte of really fast storage or whatever. You know what I mean? Gotta stay up to witness the Captain Chew. Congrats on the crazy pull. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. My pulse is still racing from that. Like racing. Oh, man. Did anybody clip that? Do people clip these epic moments? I could set it up to where I have a button that does that for me. But I'm also recording the whole thing for a short. So, like, why would I do it? Man. I don't clip because usually my browser lags a lot when I... Oh, no. That's a logical reason. That makes sense. Sounds good. I'll probably work the form this weekend. Thank you very much for your help. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if there's any hiccups or anything like that, you know where to find me. Right here. I mean, not always, but at least 3 times a week. As a reminder, Sunday is not PC matchmaking, though it is still Pokemon. Sundays are the gaming streams. They're not on the Braithorn YouTube channel. They're on the Braithorn EX YouTube channel, which not many people know about yet. So only a very few viewers go there. However, I'm continuing that first Nuzlocke in Pokemon Soul Silver. It is very stressful. Just beat that damn Miltank, but we did it. Yeah, so that is the same time. And so that'll be fun. For those of you who are here still, give me 90 seconds of your time. As I talked about rating earlier, even if you do have to leave, stick around for 90 seconds more, and it will make me very happy, and whoever we raid make very happy. And hey, maybe we'll get there and you'll be like, oh, this person looks cool. Speaking of which, I just need to find who I'm going to raid really quick. So let me do that. And it is going to be Agent DMG, who are other Pokemon people, and they do like rip and ship and stuff. So yeah, but they got fun streams. They have a nice setup. They do more than just Pokemon. So if you're into TCG in general, it's a good place for you. So let's jump over there. And thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it very much. What a stream tonight. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, let's go over and say hi. All right, guys, and I'm not going to forget to do the raid this time. I'm doing it right now. Okay, guys. I hope you'll have a wonderful weekend. I will see you Sunday evening so you can maybe cheer me on or pray for my failure or whatever in the Nuzlocke. But until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!